Last time on They Caught Me. The police are investigating the death of Lauren Taylor. Her body has been found in Deshaun Park, and her phone history has linked her to a man named Charmaine Goins. In the interview with investigators, Charmaine tells the detectives that he couldn't have been in Deshaun Park during the murder because he has an alibi. He has a friend named Karl Wyatt, and Charmaine's claim is that he can vouch for his whereabouts that night. Police arrange an interview with him, but first, they want to know a little bit more about Charmaine. He admits to having many affairs since being out of prison, and he also admits to telling his wife. So they decide to speak with her to see if there's any details that don't add up.
Can I speak to Miss Goins, please?
This is she.
Hey, it's Detective Boyd of Gwinnett County Police. Are you able to talk right now?
Sure.
Okay. Are you at home, or?
I'm at work.
Oh, okay. Do you have any idea why I'm calling?
Know about the phone and everything.
Okay. So, you, obviously Charmaine's talked to you about this a little bit? Okay. What exactly did he tell you about all this?
He told me about the girl and the affair and all that. And that I wanted to look at the phone and get information or whatever. I'm sorry, I had to step out real quick.
That's fine.
And so anyway, he just told me all about that.
When did he tell you about that?
About the affair.
Yeah.
It was on my birthday. He saw on the news what had happened. And so that morning he told me, he needed to talk to me. He told me that was that girl. And anyway.
Did he tell you why he told you that?
Well, because that's the girl that he had been, messing with. So.
But did he tell you why he decided to tell you after everything?
Well, I guess because now it's all over the news. The girl come up dead. So he just confessed to me that he'd been messing around with her. And
what did he tell you that happened?
About the girl, he said that, it was, I think it was earlier this year after all the snow and stuff that, he had seen her out on, I can't even remember, I want to say it was out on Rockville Boulevard, and he said she was out and she had all her stuff or whatever. And that's not anything uncommon because we help people. We help people that we can. People have helped us. And, I just believe in sowing seed, and we've always done that. So here it is, it's cold outside. And I think this was after it had been snowing or whatever. And so he called me and was like, hey, this girl is out here or whatever. That's not uncommon. When we see if we can help people, we can. And so he had some connection with, I think it was Hopeful in the city or whatever. Anyway, so we ended up getting the girl along. And what was supposed to happen is he was supposed to introduce me to her and so that I would get to contact. Because, women should deal with women and men should deal with men, But, and then we just never got around to it. And I forgot all about it. I didn't think nothing else about it. And, people come to him all the time trying to get jobs. And so we help people. And I just didn't know. I didn't know that they were still in contact with one another.
Okay.
But, till Saturday, so.
Till Saturday?
When he told me about
it. How did Charmaine find out that, Lauren had died?
It was on the news.
So he found out on the news?
Yeah, it was on the news. We had, and I remember seeing it on the news that night because my son had a game. So, we always try to watch the news to see the highlights of the games or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so it came up, but I didn't think anything about it. Which, you know what I'm saying, so.
Was Charmaine watching the news with you?
I don't know if he was in the room or not, because I was in the front room when I saw it. I guess, I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember if he was in the room that night or not. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine if you don't remember. Do you remember specifically the day that her body was found? It would have been that Tuesday into Wednesday before your birthday. Do you remember specifically where Charmaine was at?
Now, is that the same week as, I don't know if that was startup week or not?
It's the week where he was out pretty late, and you were calling him based on his phone records.
That night that Karl had to get him to. This is the night that Karl's. This is battery died. Whatever. Karl got off work and he called him and he was like, "Hey, can you? My car won't start." Anyway, whatever the case, this is what I remember. He woke me up. He was like, "Hey, car won't start. I'm gonna go give him, check him out, give him a boost because he's new. You know what I'm saying, to the area and everything. And I'm sure he's pretty excited about the job. Whatever the case, I'm like, okay, fine." And so when I woke up later, I don't remember if I called him or he called me, but whatever the case, I'm like, "Where you at?" And so they went to eat, and then they came on home.
He came home with Karl?
Yeah. Karl lived with us.
How long has Karl lived with you?
Karl has been with us since. I don't know the exact date. It's been a few weeks, though. It's been a few weeks.
Before your birthday or after?
Oh, yeah, it was way since before our birthday. Whenever he started school, that's when he moved in with us. That first day he came the night before the first day he started. And he's been there, I don't know. I know it's been a few weeks, but I can't tell you the exact date. Whatever the day he started school, he came the night before.
How do you all know Karl?
Karl is a friend of Charmaine's. They were locked up together years ago.
Okay. And his name is Karl Wyatt?
Mm-hmm.
What was Karl locked up for?
I don't know about that.
Do you know where they were locked up together at? I mean, obviously it was in prison together because I know Charmaine's history, but...
I don't know. It was before I came back in his life, so I don't know all that kind of history.
Okay. Do you know how long Karl was in prison for?
No.
What state it was?
I'm assuming Georgia.
Okay.
Because that's where, I know that Charmaine was always in Georgia, so.
Right. Is Karl originally from the Dalton area?
I don't know where he's originally from. He was living in Atlanta before he came here.
Okay. Is he married or anything?
No, they're not married.
Do you know how old Karl is?
Wow. I guess probably about the same age as us. He may be a little older.
Okay. I don't know how old you are, man.
I'm
That's
30. We're 37.
37.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys been around long enough to celebrate his birthday or anything?
Karl?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never celebrated.
You don't know what month his birthday is or anything like that?
No, I don't know that kind of stuff.
Now, when you say that, you said they went out to eat, did you stay up until they got home?
No. Yeah.
What time did they get home?
I don't know. I remember when they came in, but I know they came in because I got up and I used the bathroom. I heard them coming in. I was like, y'all didn't bring you nothing, whatever, but I don't know what time it was.
I mean, yeah. Can you give me, like, some kind of estimate? Was it, the next morning? Was it?
Well, it was still dark. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, what time do you get up to go to work?
I get up I have a long shift at 6 o'clock, but, I get up.
Was it not long before your alarm clock went off, or was it?
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't looking at the clock or anything. I just, I heard them when they came in. It woke me up. We got on, I got up, went to the bathroom, and, they had a good time. They were laughing, talking, and we all went to sleep.
So, Charmaine's wife was able to confirm certain details that Charmaine had previously told investigators. The one that greatly intrigued detectives was this late-night emergency on the night of Lauren's death. Charmaine spoke about having to go assist Karl Wyatt, and now his wife has given the same explanation. If this is true, it's quite possible that Karl Wyatt may know something about the events of that night. He may have even been involved.
Before we get started, can I get your name?
Karl Wyatt, with a K.
K-A-R-L-W-Y-A-T-T. Do you have a middle name, Mr. Wyatt?
Yes, sir. DeAndre.
Can you spell that for me?
D-E-L-A-U-N-D-R-A.
Okay. And what's your birthday, sir? Okay. And I guess you're living around here now?
I'm staying with Charmaine Goins.
Okay.
How long have you had that phone? Her phone number?
I had a phone about, I want to say no more than 3 months. 3 months. I want to say 3 or 4 months.
Obviously, I'm sure you've talked to Charmaine and while we're talking to you.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. And while we're talking to you, I know Charmaine's kind of reading into things and overthinking things. As far as, I just want you to be honest about everything, and obviously we're trying to figure out what happened to this girl, and obviously Charmaine had contact with this girl on that day. Did you know this girl at all that we're investigating? Never met her before or anything?
Never met her, never knew her.
Okay. Did you know her name at all?
No, I never knew her. I mean, he spoke about her a couple of times.
Okay.
I mean, but it was like, he was saying like, she was calling me, what I'm saying? And I was like, that's what's up. And he was like, he got tired of her calling him. And that's about it as far as dealing with that.
Okay. He got tired of her calling him. Did he say why, or?
No, he didn't go into detail about it, because the only thing about that was that I didn't want to involve myself in something, because I just came out a messed up relationship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And we got back together. So I was like, I don't want to get involved in that, because then I don't want to come between what you and your wife got, because I don't really have nowhere to go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the job or whatever. And he was like, all right. So, he kind of got a little upset about it, but I'm like, he came back like a day or two later and like, all right, I respect that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when that was that he came back and was all right?
Man, I want to say about a week. About a week that I was, the same week that I was working, the same week that I moved in.
Okay.
With them when I was working the same week. It was that same week.
All right. So the same week.
Well, I'm gonna say it because I started working at my other job down on Briefer Highway. I want to say, I think it was October the 2nd. So it was around October the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, somewhere around in the 6th, 7th, around in that area.
Okay. That's when you moved up with Charmaine, or were you already living with Charmaine at that
No,
point?
that's when I moved up with him.
Okay.
Because I think that's when I had started my job. Like around October, I want to say that first week of October.
Okay.
And where were you living prior to that? And who's that residence?
That's me and my girl resident. She stays there, but I moved in with her once I got out from prison. I'm doing 17 years in prison.
Oh, what was that all about?
On some gang stuff. I was young. I got caught up and dealing with some dudes, and you know what I mean. And I wanted to be down, and I let them trick me into something. I didn't do nothing, but I just wanted to be down, and I ain't know no better. And I got caught up. And
Wrong place, wrong time?
Yes, sir.
And she still living in that house down where you guys
Yes,
weren't getting along? Is that why you moved out? Or what?
No, it wasn't her. It wasn't her. It was another female that I was associated with during the time that I was locked up. And then when I got out, and that when she said that I could move in with her, because this is my high school sweetheart. I've been knowing her since we be staying in Thomasville, because she's from Thomasville and I'm from Cairo, Georgia originally. But I didn't want to be close to the victim's family, because I know that if any time I would have moved back where the area was at, I knew it would have been a problem.
Okay.
So I moved up here with her. So she been staying there. I don't want to say, because I got out. She been staying in that house about, I want to say about 8 months before I moved there, before I got out.
And then you ended up with your buddies. How'd you end up moving up here? Or
Me and Charmaine been knowing each other when we was at Alto State Prison, and that was in 98 from 98 to 2000.
How'd y'all hook up after you got out? I mean,
Me and Charmaine was really close, you know what I mean, and we left each other contact with each other. You know, my mom had been saying that he had been staying in contact with her, and she was like, "You heard from Charmaine?" I was like, "Nah, you know, I haven't heard nothing from him or whatever." And he was like, you know, he was doing a little ministry thing or whatever. And I was like, I said that was good. And she was like, maybe you can get him to help you. And I was like, I said, well, you know, he's still trying to get off of paper himself, so I was like, I can't be riding like that, you know. So she was like, I think he still can't help you or whatever. So during that time, that he came down, he had came down like one time and came to my church on Rock Bridge called Gospel Tabernacle. It's Bishop Wiley Jackson. And that was our first time really seeing each other during the time after he'd been out, after I had got out. And we talked or whatever, and he was like, man, he said, soon I get off of this paper, then I can be able to help you out. But right now, he said, I'm on paper. So, all right, boom. So he left. We made up. He left. I got a job at McDonald's. So I was working at McDonald's like almost a year and a half. And I was telling him, he was like, so we've been staying in contact, calling each other. And he was like, how that going? I was like, man, I said, they ain't paying the bills. I said, they ain't paying me no $8 an hour. But I said, I'm doing what I can. So my girl was like, we got to find other things that we got to do, because she was working at SunTrust Bank during the time. And we was staying in the house for rent or whatever. And the landlord, like, he real strict. You know what I'm saying? So it was just certain things we were going through. And he said that he was going to help me out. So I was like, all right. About a couple of months went by. I didn't hear no more from him. So I thought he had done just throw me to the curb. That's the way I was thinking. So I'm mowing yards and whatever. You know, me and my girl said, we going to work it out. Don't worry about it. As long as you working and you trying to have something, we'll work it out. Then all of a sudden, like, I want to say recently, that's when he came and told me, he was like, he said, I got a friend that I work at Stewards, and he said, you need to come try to put in an interview. So I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He said, but you know they do background check, but they don't trip that. So I'm like, all right. I said, that's what's up. I said, because that was the last job that I've been getting as far as dealing with that. They tell me it was okay, but soon I get the job, I don't work at the job, not even a week, and they were like saying that, you know, the company not comfortable with what I'm in for, and they ain't going to accept it. So I was like, I accepted that, but it became a bother to me because I'm trying so hard to do right. You know what I mean?
I can understand that, buddy.
And so it started aggravating my girl, and like I'm mowing yards. I'm doing whatever it can.
For people who commit extremely violent crimes, I really hope they don't get back out. But when people commit crimes, make mistakes, and get a second chance to come out into society, this is the area that my heart breaks for them, because they can't get jobs. They have a difficult time getting re-implemented into society. I really wish young people could hear more of things like this so they understand what they're doing to their life if they go out committing a life of crime. Have you noticed that I don't have ads playing every 4 to 5 minutes throughout my videos, effectively ruining your viewing experience? Well, I did it for you. I moved my ads into 2 separate commercial breaks, one in the middle of the video and one near the end. This should effectively give you extremely long periods of ad-free crime action. If you want to reward me for trying to give you a better viewing experience, you could do so by watching the complete video until the end. Thanks, friends.
And so that when he told me, he was like, you think you'll be able to come down and put in an application? Because he said it's like you got to come forth for the application. So I was like, all right. I went there, you know. So the day he told me, Miss Cheryl had called me. She like the clerk or steward, and she was like, hey, Karl, you doing all right? I was like, yes, ma'am. She like, when will you be able to come as far as dealing with your job? I said, I work from Monday to Friday. But I said, because on the truck day, it come like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then the day the truck comes, so I have to be there. So I said Thursday. So she was like, all right, well, be up here at 1. So I was like, yes, ma'am. So me and my girl, by me not being familiar with the area, me and my girl, she drove me up here, and we came there, fill out the paperwork or whatever. And she was like, well, I'm going to get back at you. We're going to check your paperwork or whatever. You know what I mean? She was like, you standing like throwing it? I was like, yes, ma'am. And she like, you drove all out here? I said, yeah. So she was like, if we was to give you the job, where would you be staying at? You know what I mean? So I was like, I said, Charmaine Goins. I said, he's a very close friend of mine. And he said he'll help me out for the time being. So I was like, okay. So I had, we went by their house. Me and my girl went by their house, but Charmaine wasn't there. His wife was there. And she was like, yeah, it was good seeing you. What's going on? Like, yeah, I was just wondering, did Charmaine talk to you about me staying here for the time being until I get myself situated? And she was like, yeah, we already had talk. And I was like, I didn't want it to be no bother because y'all got a family here. And I don't want to intervene in that, and I know how that can go. So she was like, you know, how long you plan on trying to stay? I said, I want to say at least a month, 2 months at the most, because I said that I can really find myself something out here at the time being, because I was like, they got us paying $1,200 a month for the house that we renting, and you know, and it's kind of hard already. So, I mean, it came through, the job came through, whatever, and they were like, when are you? I got a phone call that Tuesday, that same week, and said that when will you be ready to work? I said, the same week. And she was like, you sure? I was like, no, ma'am. I said, I got to put in a 2-week notice because of the job, because I had a good record of doing maintenance at McDonald's on Griffith Highway. And she said, okay. So I tell you what. She said, how about a week? I was like, I'm going to put in a 2-week notice. I said, however my boss man handled that, I said, we can handle it from there. But I said that I can come to work. So she was like, I tell you what we can do then. She said, you can be to work Monday. I said, not this following Monday, but I said the next Monday coming around. I said, yeah, yes, ma'am. So she was like, all right. She said, I'll get with you then. So during that time, I'm working. And my girl was like, so how do you feel about that? I said, baby, I said, I really don't even know because I'm so used to being around you. I said, I said, last time I met Charmaine, it was close to 2000 when they transferred me and I departed from it. That was my last time ever seeing him until I told you we met at my church. So we was talking and she was like, I want you to really think about this, you know, cause she was like, you know, I don't know nobody out there. And I said, me neither. You know, I said, you know, Charmaine a friend, but I said, guess what? He have his own family. And I don't want to get caught up in his business because I know how that can be. Because that's what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I lost the woman before I met the woman that I'm staying with now. That's how I lost her. By moving the guy in, so he's saying he was my partner, okay. You know what I mean? And he got in and that messed up my home. So I was like, I'm not finna go through that. So, I mean, that Monday, they came around, so she was like, all right, boom, got my stuff together. I came around, and I drove down that Sunday. I got here that Sunday night. I got here that Sunday night to Charmaine's house, and they greeted me or whatever, and they were like, yeah, we're glad to have you here, you know what I'm saying? It was good. And he was like, you know, he said, you home. And I was like, I said, I appreciate it, but he said, I'm not going to get too comfortable. I said, y'all won't know I'm here. I said, I'm going to just come in, go to work, come back home. Y'all won't even know I'm here. So during the time we got the job, I'm working that same week or whatever. And that same weekend, that's when I told he came to me and he was like, he said, I got a situation. I said, you got a situation? About what? He was like, with this female that I've been kicking it with. I was like, bro, I said, I'm not finna get in that. So he said, it ain't nothing major. He was like, she just won't stop calling my phone. Now, I mean, I said, bro, I said, I'm gonna tell you like this. I said, you got a good wife, man. I said, you know how they can turn out. I don't want to be the one, then soon I get here and then it wind up and be like, Karl know what's going on. No, I don't. I'm not finna get in that. You know what I'm saying? So he said, alright, but I can tell he kind of got upset a little bit. But like I said, I wasn't tripping him. I was staying focused on this job because this like the best job I ever had in my life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I never did nothing legal. I was always illegal all my life until I got out. And I was like, I got to do right. You know what I'm saying? So he came to me again and he came down in the basement. He like, bro, I apologize. He was like, man, I just, you know, things happen, man. I was like, yeah, I said, we hearing him, bro. But I said, you got to think about what's more important, man. I said, you a grown man just like I am. And I said, I don't want you to feel like that, you know, I don't have your back. But when it comes to stuff like that, I can't back you on that. Because I'm not finna lose my home because my girl just was telling me, you mind your business. If it ain't about us, don't be involved in it.
What was he suggesting to you?
No, he was like asking what should he do.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, how should I tell her to stop calling my phone or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't know because I don't know what y'all been through or what y'all been going through. And I said, I don't want to have nothing to do with that because, I mean, I know how people say, yeah, you know, I know you got a lady or I know you got a mate and we just friends and we kicking it. But when feelings get involved, it's a different thing. They ain't trying to hear that. And females are really emotional people. So it was like, I mean, we talked about a good 15, 20 minutes, and he was like, man, he said, I don't know what I should do. And I was like, bro, I said, you know, all I can do is pray for you on that, bro. And that was our last time talking on that. And like I said, that was that same week that I was working. The same week that I moved in, that was that same week I was working. And I ain't hear no more about it. And then when he came to me, and it was like, he said, you know something happened to an old girl. I said, something happened. And this was like, this was like, that following, I want to say that, it wasn't I want to say that Monday or that Tuesday, that he sat there and when he told me that, and I was like, wow. I was like, so what's going on? He was like, man, I don't know, man. He said, I was on Facebook. and I noticed about it on Facebook. So I was like, oh no. I said, I'm good. I'm not finna get in that. So, but before then, when he told me about it, I had the car that I'm driving now is my girl car that I'm out here now, the Excel, the blue Excel, and the cable wire. We said that we were gonna get it fixed, but it always have a habit of it'll cut off. So it just so happened when I went to work that Friday, and I went out to get ready to go, and it wasn't cranked. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I didn't know nobody at my job, so I ain't feel comfortable going and asking nobody. So I called Charmaine, but it went straight to his voicemail. So I left a voicemail and was like, man, this is Karl, man. First chance you get, man, my car ain't cranking. Could you give me a jump off or whatever? So, but I didn't have his wife's number or none of that. So I waited. I pulled the hood. I played with the cable wire a little bit. I waited. I got back in. It crunked. Boom. So I didn't think at the time to call him and let him know that the truck had crunked. So I pull out. I'm riding, but I didn't even get far. Probably about like it's a place where Crystal used to be, but it's closed. And right when I made that left on coming off on 37, well, I was on 38 when you made that left and you coming down to the red light. When I made that left, not even got like a quarter mile going down the road, it cut off again. So I put in that area where the crystals used to be and got good enough where I was at the highway or whatever. And that's when he called me back, and he was like, he said I apologize. He said I was asleep, man, I was tired, but he said I'd be on my way or whatever. He said, where are you? I said I was at my job. I said I played around with the cables a little bit, but I said the truck crunked. But I said it cut right back off. But I said I'm over here by the crystal where the old crystal building used to be at. So he was like, all right. He said I'll be there. He said give me about 20, 30 minutes. I was like, okay. So I'm standing there waiting, and I'm waiting. And I'm like, man, so I'm still playing with the wire, still trying to get it crunk or whatever. And he pulled up. He drove in, right beside me, whatever, he got out. So he was like, what's going on? I said, man, I don't know what's wrong with this truck, man. I said, man, my lady said we were going to get it fixed, man, but we have so much stuff going on. I said, I wish I could have got it fixed. And he said, all right. So he went and got the cable. So he hooking it up. And so I went and tried to crank it and didn't do nothing. So he just gave it some time. So during that time, he was like, he said, so how the job going on? I said, man, it's wonderful, man. I said, they loving me, man. I said, it's difficult dealing with them because math ain't one of my goodest subjects or whatever, but I said, they family. I said, they helping me out, man. I said, I love the job and I appreciate it, man. I said, I love this job. So he like, all right, boom. So he was like, try it out, boom. It crunked, boom. So we waited, you know what I mean? So he was like, let it give it some time, you know what I'm saying? Because I said, when I got it crunk last time, I said it cut back off. So I said, probably need to tighten the cables up on whatever. So he played around with it, you know what I mean? Pulled the cable loose, shut the hood. I let it ran for about 3-4 minutes. And so he was like, he said, you hungry? I was like, not really, bro. I said, I'm not hungry, man. I said, I'm really tired. I just got off. I said, I'm tired. So he was like, let's go grab something to eat. So I said, all right. I said, here you go. So I followed him. Because like I said, the only place that I knew from my job back to where I was going to the area. But I'm just not familiar with the area. So I followed him, and we pulled up in his IHOP. So he pulled in, we pulled straight. When we came in and made the left, we pulled in, and he pulled in beside me. So we got out. He came in, so I said, I ain't got no money. I said, I put all my money in gas just enough to pay the last week or whatever. And he said, I got it, don't worry about it, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, what you want? I said, man, it don't matter. I said, I prefer pancakes or whatever. So, I went and sat down. We went over there by the window. I sat down. He came in and sat in front of me, so we waited. And that's when they brought the pancakes to us or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And during the time we eating the pancakes or whatever, And I was like, you know, I'm nibbling. He had an appetite. So he munching or whatever. So he was like, I see you tired, bro. I said, bro, I'm tired out, man. I said, we need to go. I said, man, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? So he like, all right, boom. So, you know what I mean? We came out. I came out first. I sat in the truck and I waited for him to come out. Then he eventually came out. He jumped in and we pulled out. I followed him all the way to the house. So he pulled in, I pulled in. So when I got out, you know, I'm getting my stuff together, and he got out and he was like, man, he said, I got to do right. I said, yeah. I said, yeah. And he said, how did you handle that? I said, well, you know, I said, the girl that I loved before, I said I lost her. And I said, and I realized it wasn't worth it because the woman that I was cheating with her with didn't even have nothing. She was staying with her mom. So I'm like, all right, boom. I said, you know, I realized this. If I had the opportunity again, and God bless me with the opportunity again, I said, I won't mess up like that, bro. I said, I'm too grown for that, you know what I mean? So he was like, yeah. So he was like, so as far as dealing with the PO, you make your PO yet? I was like, nah. I said, when I call, I keep leaving her voicemail saying for us that, you know, we need to talk or whatever because, like I said, I didn't want to get in no trouble. So, we might have been outside for about 20, I'm going to say 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the most. So we come in, I go straight in because the basement, like soon you go in his garage, go through his garage, the door, the basement right there. I went in and not even like 5 minutes he came. And we sat down there and we talked, man. We talked while watching that ESPN, the sports thing was showing, but it like I wasn't really paying attention because like I kept gnawing off. And we was talking back and forth about my job and, you know, we got to find you a place to stay or whatever. And I was like, my girl is checking into it, whatever, man. I said, it's cool. And I said, I don't want to stay here for free, but I said, every time I get some money, I'm going to pay. Because I don't want nobody saying that, you know, yeah, I did this for you. It ain't no got nothing to do with no favors or nothing like that. So I kept gnawing off, and then when he was like, I see you tired, man, I'm finna go. You know, because like I said, I can't say what all happened, you know what I mean? Because like the next day, you know, that when Frida said I had called, you know what I'm saying, and man picked up or whatever, but she said I didn't know that y'all was down in the basement. And I was like, yeah, I was gnawing off back and forth, so I was sleeping. So I said, I can't tell you exactly what I was going on, but I said, I remember some of the stuff that we was talking about as far as dealing with my job. And he left, and then like the next day, you know, he came to me again. And he was like, man, he said, stuff don't seem right. I said, what you mean? He like, man, something just happened, man, and I was like, bro, whatever you got going on, and this was my exact words, I said, whatever you got going on, you just make sure that you and your wife dealing with that. You got to get that situated with her. Because I said, in actuality, I said, you know, this is her house. You know, and they had been beefing before. Arguing back and forth before. This is what he was telling me. But like I said, I wasn't there to tell him because I wasn't staying there. But this is stuff that he'll tell me off and on about his relationship. And I was like, bro, I said, you can't keep messing up. And then the only thing I know that morning, I think it was Wednesday morning, she told him, like, you know, you get it together or you get out the house. And now, like I said, I'm afraid because I don't want to lose the job because I just quit my job. And I didn't quit my job, but I started working at my job at McDonald's. And where am I going to go? I got to have an address because I'm on parole. And so he was like, so when she told him that, she had left. She took her daughter. They got a daughter. I guess they be taking her to daycare. That was early in the morning time. So that when he came in there, and he was like, man, he said, I got to get myself together. I was like, yeah, you do, bro. I said, you got to get it together, man. I said, like I said, you got so much stuff going on, man, and you got a title to uphold. And I just don't want to be involved in that because I'm on paper, man. I don't have time for that. I said, I tricked myself into this prison stuff last time, trying to be down with some guys, and they said they were cool with me, and I lost everything that I had dealing with that. And now that I'm getting out, and you think I'm finna fall into that same footstep again. And I mean, like I said, you know, he kind of like caught a little attitude still, but he didn't like flip on me because like when we was in there, we looked out for each other. And like I said, we became close. He was like the only friend that I really had as far as dealing with prison, because everybody else that I was dealing with during the time I was in prison was crossing me out. You know, and I didn't hear no more about it after that, you know. And that one, I had finally seen Miss Heather, and she was like, if you haven't been in contact with anything dealing with the police or whatever, you just need to let me know, or whatever. So I ain't figuring that it was gonna come to me, but then I kind of thought about it because of the fact that all them contacts in his phone. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, just being upfront about it or whatever. I said, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna let them know what I know, and that's it. I said it ain't going on further because, like I said, I done been there before, and I'm not trying to get caught up in it. Like I said, for verbatim what all he do and where he be at, I really can't tell you that because I be at work half the time. And if I come home from work, I go straight to the house because I go to work at 2:30, and I get off at 11 o'clock. So it take me 20 to 30 minutes really. Good time to leave work and get home. And I can't just run up and take a shower because they shower right beside their room. So I have to take me a wipe off in the sink because I don't want to wake nobody up. The house is quiet. So half the time I don't know if they there or not. I see the vehicles there, but I don't know who really be there or not because I don't want to wake nobody up. But his wife told me that it was okay. When you get home, I know you got to take a shower. Stuff like that happens, you know what I mean? Take you a shower because you at home. So I was like, I just don't want to disrespect nobody. You know what I mean? And I mean, basically, that was really it. And I was like, I told him, I was like, I don't want to hear no more about it. You know, I said, whatever happened, you know, it happened. But like I said, you know, if I get questioned about it, I'm gonna just let them know what happened.
What do you think happened?
I mean, I don't know. And I'm afraid, you know, Maine, when I met him in prison.
You say Maine, you're talking about
Charmaine. He was kind of like aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So, and me meeting him now, it's like, he done changed in a good way, far as I know. That's what he portrayed to me. I mean, I'm gonna just say that's the look that he gave me, that everything good for him. But it do make me think, like, you know, why would somebody get mad? You know what I'm saying? About, you know, I don't want to get involved in nothing dealing with what you got going on because I'm a newcomer up here.
You said he was getting mad at you because you wouldn't help him out or something?
Yeah, like he's saying, like I told you, when he was like, when old girl kept calling him. You know what I'm saying? And he was like,
what did he say he did to old girl?
He didn't say he'd do nothing. He was like, he just didn't want her to keep calling his phone. And she kept calling his phone. You know, and that's when I told him, like I said.
Because he didn't want his wife to find out or something?
I guess, because like I said, a couple of days after that, that's when I told his wife told him that, I think, because I don't want, like I said, I'm thinking it was a Wednesday morning that she told him that he need to leave. You need to get himself together or you need to leave. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know, because I didn't hear him debate or nothing like that. They probably did before I got there.
Was his wife seeing the phone calls or talking to him? What's the deal there?
I don't, he didn't ever come at me, because like I said, I was stopping him. He was
asking you for some kind of help.
Yeah, he was asking me, like, what should he do? And I know how that can fall. Like, soon you try to give a person advice about something, the first thing they do, they're like, you know, well, this is what you told me. I'm not going to get in there. Because like I told you, I already done been in a situation like that before, how I lost the girl that I love. So as far as that, I don't know. But it's like, it did make me wonder, like, when he was like, so he mean like, that how you gonna do it? And I'm like, yeah, bro. I said, come on, man. But I wasn't thinking it was nothing. And I go in the basement, but it did dawn down on me every now and then, like, man, why would I wouldn't get mad at nobody because of the fact that if it ain't got nothing to do with me, why would I get upset about it? But then, like I said, the next day he came back and he apologized.
You didn't feel obligated to Shane, or what do you call him, man?
Man,
You didn't feel obligated to some degree because he just got you a good job, man.
I mean,
Like maybe you owe him a favor.
I mean, I can't say how he took that. You know what I'm saying? I really can't say it, but like I say, you know, I appreciate what people do for me. But like I said, the only person that ever been there for me ever since I've been out is the girl that I'm with now. So it was like, you know, yeah, I know, man, but it was like I said, you know, it's since he, like I said, he had been out doing the time I was still doing time, and he seemed like he done changed in a good way, but I know it's just certain ways that I just really feel like in my heart, it's just certain ways he ain't gonna reveal to me.
Because you feel like he did something, but you just don't know the detail.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't, sir. I mean, it's like, it's really hard to distinguish because I still got love for Charmaine. I still got love for him, but it was like when you become a family man, you can't put nothing before that. I mean, because this the lady that been taking care of me when I was looking for a job, whole while she provide, and I mean, even I told her about Maine, but she disliked it, Maine.
See, Maine's he's in the same predicament you're in. He's on paper. He's got to keep an address, right?
Yeah, but he said
his old lady's house.
Yeah.
And now he's got some girl hitting him up.
Yeah.
All the time, and he's worried that's gonna. He's got to keep that address in that relationship with his old lady, right?
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, that's the predicament it sounds like you guys are in when you're on that paper.
Yeah, I mean, because that's why I say, you know, but when he was telling me that he got off the paper, he's not on paper no more.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when I told you, that's when I said, like, that's when I moved in because of the fact that I'm like, I can associate with him now because when you on paper, you can't be dealing with nobody else that's on paper. Because that's a major violation. I mean, you'll say it ain't nothing, but if you get caught hanging around another convicted felon, that's an automatic violation. So when he was showing me the paperwork that, you know, I ain't on paper no more, man, I feel free, la la la, you know what I mean? I'm able to get my gun license or whatever. And I said, you still can't get no gun license, bro, because it's still in your record. You know, and he was like, yes, I can, la la la, and we went on with that. But like I said, you know, I can't really say, you know what I'm saying? If you would to ask me what type of actual person he is, onto my just verbatim or just giving you a direct, I don't know. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, it been dawning on my mind. Like I said, I've been hearing about it like at the job, you know, and they talk about, say, you know that girl that Charmaine was going with. So she got killed. And I'm like, man, but like I said, I'm playing like I don't know nothing about it. I'm just listening. This at my job. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he have a brother that stay down in Stone Mountain. Named Ray. So like I said, me and Ray, we did a couple of security jobs together. In Broken Spokes in Dalton. And me and him, we been down there. We came down there a couple of times and did security because, like I said, every chance I can try to get me some money. That's what I was doing. You know what I mean? My PO would give me the okay with like you go straight there and go straight back. And like I said, it wasn't no more probably about like a good hour drive or whatever. We go there and we come straight back or whatever that next morning. But I mean, and I was looking for it. I mean, because he had came to me. When I told her that I was going back down there, because I was supposed to be giving my girl bought me another car, but the car is in the shop. So and I told myself, I was like, would it be okay for me to go down there and see if I can drive my car back because my girl don't have no transportation. And so when I went down there, and that's when he had called me, and he was like, I need to talk to you. So I'm like, all right, boom. So he was like, you got time? I was like, yeah. I said, I'm at the house with my lady. So he said, I'll be over there in like 15, 20 minutes. So I said, all right. So I'm out washing the vehicle. And he came over, and my girl spoke to him or whatever, and she went back in the house. And he was like, man, he said, you heard that about my brother? I still played blind to the fact because, like I said, and I don't want to be like, you know, well, this what Karl told me. Because them brothers. So I don't know. So he was like, he said, man, he said that was crazy, man. He was like, you know anything about that? I was like, no, bro. I said, that ain't really none of my business. You know what I'm saying? I said, he said, that's just crazy, man. He said, he said, you been standing and you ain't heard nothing. I was like, no, bro. I said, why are you coming at me like that? For real. So I mean, like I said, I'm an upfront guy. I don't cut no corners when I feel like you trying to try me. I mean, I'm gonna stand up to myself because I'm in the right. And I was like, you know, I said, if you're gonna come at me like that, bro, I feel like you need to leave the house. So he was like, nah, man. He like, I'm just trying to find out what's going on, man. Because he said, I've been told my brother to leave that girl alone. So I was like, bro, I'm not finna get in that. Just the same way, you know, how stuff goes. I said, I'm not finna get in that. I'm here to do my job. Once I get what I can get, my money right, I said, I'm moving out. And I said, I'm going to be moving to Chattanooga and find me a little place in Chattanooga for the cheap. So I can, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to be involved and be in nobody else's relationship. Why? Because y'all been staying there. And I know people have good reasons for looking out for you. But at the same time, I mean, nobody ain't going to have you staying there for free. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So, but the only reason why I didn't get nothing on my first check was because they only paid me for 1 week. And I had to get that. I had to get half of that to my girl, majority to my girl. I kept the other one just for gas money to put in the vehicle until I be able to get my vehicle out the shop. But they saying that it's supposed to be ready today or whatever, but it still ain't ready today or whatever. But
what kind of car is that?
My car, it's a Brown Impeller. It's a 2000.
What shop's it at?
It's like a shade tree.
Shade tree.
It's
okay.
Like if you can when you come out of my street, when you come out of my street from my girl house, you make that right. It'll put you on 24, and you ride 24 down all the way to a red light. That second red light, you make a left. And you ride it all the way down. It's about like a good 4 miles. Where's
your girl live at?
She stay in Lithonia.
Okay, so it's in Lithonia?
Yes, sir.
Who's the car registered to?
I can't say who she bought it from, but it's on the paper.
Whose name is the tag in? Is it your girl's name?
It ain't no tag on it.
Okay.
There isn't no tag on it. Because, like I said, she just got the car for me.
No, I'm saying the car with the battery issue.
Oh, it's in my girl's name, Duran Broadnax.
Okay, that's the one with the battery problems?
Yes, sir.
What kind of car is that?
It's an Eggcell, a Ford Eggcell 2008.
Okay.
And she got that from
she get it
Classics.
Fixed?
No, it still ain't. I mean, because of our money situation. I mean, we say that we can get it did, but so much stuff coming up, bills and stuff, you know. And I'm figuring you play with a little bit, it eventually work out. But she said that once because she had got a little check from her job, and she went ahead and put the car in the shop and said that she was going to go ahead and get it fixed.
Okay, so the XL's in the shop too?
No, I'm driving it. I'm driving the XL now.
Okay.
I'm driving it now. That's what I drove down here now.
Oh, okay. It still has battery issues or no?
I mean, it do it every now and then, but it don't do it like all the time. I haven't had no problem with it lately since that time.
Okay.
Was you had problems with it before that time, or was that the only time?
No, it did that like before I even came down here. It did it like twice, and we said that. I mean, during the time, cause she was doing more driving than I did. She was like taking me back and forth to work, and it's like she'll call me like, "Baby, I'm stuck on the side of the road." I'm like, "What?" She was like, "The car won't crank," and I was like, "You checking still wrong with it?" And that when she said that. She seen that it was so loose then. She said it had jumped off, but she thinks somebody had done took it off. And I'm like, how somebody can take it off? But she said it jumped off. So I called myself when she came back home, when she came and picked me up and brought me back home, I kind of tightened up the best way I can. But eventually, like, it was still loose. We didn't have the tools for it, but we were like, when we get it with time, we gonna do it. But we never did do it, and still didn't. I mean, because it was like just bills was just coming. It was just so much stuff coming, man. And I mean, it was stressful. But I mean, you have intention to do something, but it be so much going on, man. I mean, and like I said, you know, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? It been thoughts in my mind to sell dope or whatever, but it didn't. I didn't allow it to come to that because it was hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming out and you trying to do everything legit. And that was, and she kept me focused, and she was like, don't think about it, cause I go out on the porch, and I sat on the porch, man, for like an hour or two, man. Like, I'm talking to God, and I'm like, what I do? Cause my family, my lights off, but we making sure we got rent. Then soon we pay the light, the turn the water off. I mean, it's just so much, and like I said, I ain't used to it, but she was like, long as we struggle together, man, she said that's all that matters. You ain't got to worry about looking over your shoulder about nothing, and you need to stay on that. And I mean, that's why I say, you know, that's why, you know, it's so much stuff been coming, and I seen like, it's been like, why it coming at me, but I was like, I can't allow myself to fall short, and if it ain't about my family, I'm not dealing with it. And that's just being on the real.
Charmaine part of your family?
No.
No.
When it not, I mean, anything outside of my girl, yeah, I mean, I kick it with him, but when it comes to family, I don't want to, and I told him that I don't want to be there, but I have no choice at the time, and I appreciate it. That's why I told him, I said, every time I get paid, I say I'm going to pay y'all for allowing me to stay here, because I don't want nothing behind it. So that kind of like really shows you where I was born at. Because the very time I felt like that it wasn't no problem, I wouldn't have gave him nothing. But I ain't built like that. My mama ain't raised me like that. You know, but I mean, it was just crazy. I mean, it was just strange. Ever since that happened, it was like, I felt strange about it because I don't want nothing to do with the law. And I figure as long as I do right, you know what I'm saying, I'm good. But I don't want nothing to do with that. In order for me not to do with that, I don't involve myself with nothing. And I just be honest and straight up about what's going on or whatever, because I know how stuff like that can fall. And I mean, I have thought about that a couple of times where when me and Maine talked, and it was like, you know, I ain't finna do no favors for you. But that because of the fact that during the time that we separated from each other, you know what I mean, I don't really know what type of person he is to that point. I don't know. But when it was like, he wanted me to give him decisions on a girl that I don't have no idea how long y'all been kicking it, and you asking me for a decision before it even got there, I nipped it.
What were his options?
I mean, he didn't. I never gave him a chance because he seemed like he was aggravated about it.
With his wife or this?
No, with the chick.
Okay.
And his relationship, because he was like, you know, that's the impression that I got. Because apparently his girl didn't know nothing about it at the time. And he was like, you know, what should I do? And I'm like, bro, I can't get in there. I can't make your decision for you. I'm not going to get in there. And that when he made it, like, what you mean, bro? And that's what made me think that I'm not going to do no favors, bro.
So he asked you to do a favor?
No, he didn't ask me, but that's the impression that I took it when he was like, man, what you mean?
And plus you feel like you owe him because he just got you this sweet job, right?
I mean, that's the way I felt.
Do you think he set you up with that job so that he could ask you for a favor? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Find out that much? Obviously he did something.
I mean, like I said,
he's coming to you for help.
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, sir, I don't even know. I'll be lying.
Are you okay with the dates and the times and everything? Mm-hmm. Okay, because I was a little...
Yeah, when the battery goes dead, that's October 7th, correct? When you're at work, you send him a text and say, hey, you say, bruh, my truck's not cranking.
Could you come get... I called him. When I went out to my truck, when I left my job, I went out to the parking lot. I cranked the truck up. I mean, I tried to crank the truck up.
That's like 11 o'clock, right?
That was after 11.
Okay.
It was after 11.
Because I'm kind of new to this, so you have to be a little bit more
All
specific for me, at least, for my benefit.
All right.
So you get off of work at 11.
I get off of work at 11.
Truck's not cranking.
truck's not cranking.
Okay, and then you say you wait a while, right?
Yeah, I waited probably about like, I want to say about 10 minutes.
That's not a while, but
You know what I'm saying?
A while is 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it ain't like I'm keeping up with the time because I'm figuring it ain't nothing.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, and I was like, man, I said, what could be wrong? So I get out, I called Maine. He didn't even pick up. I left a voicemail. On his voicemail, I was like, look, bro. I was like, yeah, I said, the truck ain't cranking. I said, by any chance you wake up, man, could you give me a jump off? I need a jump off. You know what I'm saying? So I left the voicemail. That's when I told you I waited for about like, after I made the phone call when the truck was cranked, that's when I made the phone call. So I waited like 10 minutes. And I'm like, boom. So I get up, I pop the hood. That's when I went to playing with the truck. So I went back, the truck crunk. But I didn't think to call him and let him know that the truck had done crunk, you know what I'm saying, just in case he would decide to come and then let me know. So I pulled out the parking lot, and like I said, when I got to the light and I made the left, not even like I want not even say like a quarter of a mile, the truck cut off. So I turned off, and the crystal is no longer there, but every crystal used to be at, but it's like a building where crystal be, but it's not open. I rolled on in there enough. I'm not all the way out the highway, but I'm enough where I feel like I'm secure. And that's when I waited, and I'm like, man, I said, man. So I waited, and that's when I get a phone call from man.
How much do you think? How much time has passed now since you got out of work?
Like I said, I really want you to keep on with the time, man. I mean,
hours, minutes.
I can't say it was no hour because I'm gonna say, I'm thinking. I came out to the truck, it didn't crumble. That when I called man. I'm giving an estimate 10 minutes. Cause I know I clocked out. It was like a little bit, I want to say around, I know it was like 11 or like a little bit, and it wasn't too far after 11. Came out, so I'm giving it a good 10 minutes then. I played with it. It finally crunked. So I'm gonna say from during that time, by the time I called him, and I'm gonna say when I pulled in that crystals, the abandoned build, that lock, I want to say a good 25 minutes, 20 minutes at the most.
And there's no phone calls between you and him from when it doesn't crank at work till you get to the crystal.
No damn.
He just happens upon you at the crystal.
No, the only thing I'm saying was because, like I said, when he was driving, it's right there. And you can, I mean, if you was to pull out and you see it, it wasn't too much traffic on the highway. But if you pull there, it's lights right there. You can't miss it.
So he just saw you over there, obviously.
Yeah, because like I said, he pulled in. That's why
I ask you a question, okay?
Yes, sir.
There's not a chance that we may have information that truck was stable there in that crystal for a while, and you got in a car with him, went out for a while, and came back.
So what now?
Would it be a possibility that we may have information that your truck, where you pull into the crystal, stays there for a while, maybe caught on camera or something? And you get in the car with him and leave for a while and come back. Not a chance. You guys
not a chance.
Follow him from there.
Like I said, I follow him from there. You know what I mean? Because I'm not finna leave my girl truck. Because I know how she is. She leave me responsible with that truck.
So by the time you guys get it rolling out, you're not even at 12 o'clock yet, right? Because you're estimating maybe he shows up in 45 minutes from 11. Maybe you're near midnight now, right?
I was just giving you the estimate. I was giving you the estimate as far as when I left my job during the time that I called him, and from, like I said, when I pulled in Crystal, and I told you that he finally had called me. And he told me that, I told you, he said he apologized. He was like, yeah, man, I've been asleep. You know what I'm saying? He said, I've been asleep, man. You know, I apologize for that. You know, but he was like, I'm getting up and be ready, man. He said, I'm going to be on my way. And I said, yeah, and that's when I let him know the truck. I said, the truck crump. But I said, I'm cut back off. And I done pulled in the building. So he was like, where you at?
Okay.
And that's when I went to looking around where I was at. Because I told you I'm not familiar with this area.
Yeah, okay, that's where I was confused then.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's when that when he came in, like I said, I waited, and that's when I waited.
You followed him rather than getting in his car and went to the breakfast.
Yeah, I pulled in, like I said, I followed him because I don't know my way.
That's where I was confused.
I don't know my way.
I thought you got in the car and went to breakfast and came back.
No, sir.
So how long in between when he gets you there at the Crystal till you guys go out to eat? Like,
I mean, it wasn't even.
What time you at the IHOP? So
I mean, it wasn't even.
We can probably check the times.
Yeah, you can. I'm gonna say.
Hours passed.
I'm not gonna like I said when he pulled in. I'm gonna say during the time he pulled in, that area where I was at. I'm gonna give it a good 15 minutes. Like I said, I'm just guessing because I'm not keeping up with the time. I'm tired. I'm just really ready to go home. But it was like, during that time he was asking me about my job or whatever. Like I said, he played with it a little bit, and like I said, it crumped. And then when he was like, just let it run for a little while. I know it wasn't even like 4 or 5 minutes. I know it wasn't then after it crumped. You know what I'm saying? So he was like that when I told you, asked me, you hungry? And I was like, bro, I'm tired. I really ain't.
Okay, so are you getting the same thing? So you get off work at 11, so now it's not even maybe 1 o'clock or so. Maybe 1 a.m. when you're at the IHOP, according to your time. I'm not telling you.
I know you is. I'm just because I'm trying to give you the best answer that I can.
Yeah, that's what we want. We just want you to be honest. I'm just.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I don't want to say this and then y'all come back and say, well, this is what you told us.
Yeah, we just want.
I'm like,
your best.
Because like I said, I'm not keeping on with the timing or whatever. But I'm just giving it a good estimate.
But you wouldn't be off by hours.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like you're not estimating 10 minutes and it's 2 or 3 hours.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like after so many minutes, 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, after a while, time passes. But like I said, I followed him out. I followed him to IHOP. Like I said, we weren't even in IHOP. We wasn't even in IHOP, man. Not even. I want to give it. I'm gonna say. I don't even know. 15, 20 minutes.
They're pretty quick there, man.
You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, I was tired. Like I said, he was eating, but I wasn't. I was just nibbling because of the fact that, like I told you, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not used to this type of hour. I mean, and it's like so you know what I mean? So we came back, we pulled in, and like I said, I didn't know where he went. When we came in the house, he went upstairs, but I don't know if he went in there and let the girl know that he was home or whatever. Because like I said, that when we come in that door, the basement right there.
What time do you think that's at? ESPN's on?
I mean, ESPN being on all the time, man.
Yeah.
I
read
just,
about that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, the only thing I did was, like I said, I didn't even take no bath.
Is it still dark out or is it light now?
No, it wasn't even. I mean, it wasn't light. I mean, I'm gonna give it an estimate. I would assume it was like after 1.
After 1 a.m.
It was
These
after.
old ladies calling the whole time.
It's after 1. I want to say
she's calling.
I mean, like I said, he said that she did when we was in the basement. Because like I told you, I'm gnawing off back and forth, so I don't know if she called him or not. Because like I said, I gnawed off, and then I wake up and he like still talking. And I gnawed off again. But Vincent, that when I told him, he was like, well, I'm going to holler at you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get at you, man. I'll holler at you tomorrow or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, bro. I said, I'm tired, man.
So what time do you estimate that time that he goes up? And then finally leads you?
I don't know, man.
Well, if you're in the IHOP, you're thinking...
I mean, I'm like, because if we got home, because you know how you can be asleep and you feel like you've been asleep a long time, and you probably haven't slept a long time. Like I said, I wasn't, honestly, and I wasn't, man, I wasn't keeping up with the time. basically, I'm just giving it an estimate, and that's where I took it. I'm like, I could have said that we was in the house, it was after 1 o'clock. But like I said, when TV on ESPN, so I really can't say it wasn't no other show that we watched. None of ESPN be on all the time.
Right.
But I mean, like I said, he just told me that, yeah, I'll holler at you, and I'm like, yeah, and I was like telling myself, I'm glad, man. I'm glad you're leaving because I'm tired.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he went back outside or he went back upstairs. Like I said, I don't know. I was out.
So when was the last time you see him after that?
That morning.
Morning by...
Not that morning.
Sun's up?
I'm going to say because I heard a lot of movement in the house, but I keep that basement door closed. So, but didn't nobody come down there and holler at me that morning that I had to, because like I said, I get up around 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or whatever. But during that time, only time that I seen him is, like I said, from my job, his office is like not even like a half a mile down from my job. So I went down there, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it was like really on my mind. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you to kick it with him or whatever, because like I said, I'm trying to get off in this Job for Life program. Like, he an entrepreneur teacher. And he like, and this like extra money. But he said that if I can get on third shift, then I can be able to do second shift with this Job for Life as far as talking to like gang members and stuff like that. I said, this is more money. But wasn't on third shift open on stores, so I took second shift until I be able to work my way up to be able to get on third shift to get in for the Job for Life thing. So I go there like not every day, but like I probably go there today, then probably like Wednesday I go there, and sometimes he ain't at his office, and sometimes he is. But when he is, I text him and like, bro, I'm at your office, you know what I'm saying? And he'll like, I'm in a meeting right now. I get back at you later. I'll probably holler at you tonight whenever you come in. You know, but majority of the time, he be there. And I, like, talk to, like, Mr. Hall, his boss man, and a couple more people that's there. Give me, like, yo, this Karl or whatever, you know what I mean? He want to be the part of the Job for Life program. I mean, but that was, like, after that day, after that morning, my first time seeing him since I was in that cell, that was my first time seeing him since then.
And what time's that?
That was about, because like I said, I left like 11. So they're probably about like 11:35.
Okay. And that's when he tells you something happened to that girl?
No, he didn't tell me then. He told me, this was that Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, man, because I don't want.
The next day.
This was that. I'm thinking that I know it had to be that Wednesday, that following week that came around. It was that Wednesday that he said something about it, but that was in the morning time. That was in the morning time, and that was about like, cause I got up, like they be getting up and getting ready like around 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
And what did he say exactly, specifically to you what happened?
He was like,
what do you understand happened?
He said that I got up, you know what I mean? I got up, I went and used the bathroom. I came back, and that when he would come out the kitchen, and he said, you remember old girl that I was telling you about that had been calling me? I was like, yeah. He said, you know something happened to her. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, man, something happened to that girl, man. And I'm like, man, but you know me, I'm an automatic think. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I don't know who else she deal with or whatever. You telling me that you and this girl been kicking it. I mean, I'm an automatic think that.
Think what?
Something that going on between y'all.
What do you?
I mean, because I'm like, you know, you get that funny feeling like.
When he says something happened to her, what do you take that as?
It was like, I figured that something happened between them.
As far as what?
I mean, I don't know.
Argument?
I mean, they probably would. I mean, like I just had got a bad fit when he told me, because it's early in the morning. I mean, I'm not used to talking to you no early in the morning like that.
How early?
It was like 5. I want to say about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, because that when him and his wife get up and they getting the kids ready and they getting ready to go to work or whatever.
The next morning after IHOP? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh no, this ain't the next morning. This like I said, when dealing with the car situation, that was on a Friday. When he told me about this was Wednesday.
The car situation where you sent the text
Was on a Friday.
No. When the situation you're talking about, the text were at just after 11 o'clock when you get off work and you say, hey, my truck's not starting.
Yeah, that was on a Friday.
It was not on a Friday. It was on a Tuesday night.
A Tuesday night?
Yes. I have those text messages. I have all the detailed text messages from the two of you. So it wasn't a Tuesday night.
It wasn't a Tuesday. You said it wasn't a Friday.
It wasn't a Friday. It was a Tuesday.
That's the only time that happened, right?
Because like man. Hold up.
It was October 7th, which is a Tuesday.
October the 7th was a Tuesday.
Yes. Because Maine's already told me that he was with Lauren Friday night at Applebee's in Chattanooga. He already told me that. So it couldn't have been Friday.
I apologize.
I'm not trying to. I mean,
I know you ain't.
But
That's why I was asking him if he was okay with the dates. Cause
that's why I said,
didn't up to me.
Because like I said, I'm just, it just.
So you're saying, as far as remembering dates or days, you send a text message about your truck not cranking, which is, when you say truck, that's the Ford Excel, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the Ford Excel's not cranking, you're having issues with it.
Yes, sir.
Charmaine comes and helps you out.
Yes,
You guys
sir.
go to IHOP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next day, that's late Tuesday night. The next day is Wednesday.
Oh.
Okay. Is this when you're talking about he tells you about the girl, or
Now, it's like
are you talking 7 days from then?
I'm talking about. I know it. I'm taking it as it had to be a few days later. That
Later than the IHOP morning.
yeah, later than our hot morning. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it just when it dealing with the law, man. I mean, like I said, I don't be wanting no dealing with this, man.
Okay,
You know what I'm
forget
saying?
about Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever.
I'm just
make your reference point the night your car didn't crank and you guys went to IHOP. So make that your reference point rather than Friday or Tuesday or whatever.
all right. I came outside from my job to get ready to leave. I tried to crank the truck up. It looked like it wouldn't give. So I was like, oh man. I tried it again. It wouldn't give. So I'm like, man.
We understand that the truck didn't crank and all that, and you're having issues. But the issue is, it's not that this happened Friday or Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. Just when Charmaine told you that something happened to this girl that he was messing with, is that the morning after the truck doesn't crank?
No, it wasn't. Like I said, I know it was a couple of days.
Okay.
I know, not exactly what day, but I know it was a few days after the truck incident that he told me that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really made me think, because I said that, like I was telling y'all, the only time when I had seen him was when I told you that morning that when I left, when I came to work again, when I drove to work, that I went straight to his job, his office, and I said that was my first time seeing him since that morning. I told you I fell asleep, and you said when was the next time you seen him? That wasn't the time when I seen him. That was around 11, when because he was at his office or whatever, and that was like my first time seeing him since the IHOP incident. But I know that it was a few days. When I say a few days, a day or two, that it was after that he said something about it that morning that I got up and he said something about it, and like I said, I just had got a strange feeling.
When you say strange
I
feeling,
mean, strange feeling like they had done got into it. I mean,
specifically the.
I mean, what I'm saying is like, because I mean, how would you think? He tell me that he's trying to stop this girl from calling his phone. I crossed it out. I didn't get into detail about it because, like I said, I didn't want to get in detail about it. All right.
Yeah, you didn't want to get involved.
So he caught an attitude
with you.
With me.
Because you wouldn't give him advice.
Just because I wouldn't give him advice. So automatic, like I said, when after I walked off and I went in the basement, of course my mind gonna wanna like, I wanna get upset with, if it were me, I wanna get upset with him about a situation that ain't got nothing to do with him, because I'm not gonna involve him as far as dealing with no relationship, because I know how that runs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Completely understandable.
So, like I said, but he came back like the next day, and he apologized. He was like, man, I apologize, you know. He was like, man, I just, you know.
So it was a bigger issue than you're letting us. Like, you declining his request for advice obviously made an impression on him and you, because he apologizes for it. So, what was it, a big argument, a blow-up or something?
No, it never led to that, because like I said, the only thing he said was that when the first thing he told me, he was like, is that how you going to do it? And I walked off. That was it. It wasn't no, no. It wasn't none of that. I walked off. But like I said, it made me think. Of course, I'm going to think like that. I wouldn't get mad at him if he was to step to me about that.
Maybe I misunderstood you, but I thought you said earlier that when he came to you about this girl, you said you need to put your family first. Is that what you told me?
I mean, that's what I'm saying verbatim. I'm not saying that giving you all at one, but right. That's what basically I'm not going to get in his business.
Right, but you gave him a basic overview. You said to put your family first, and is that correct? So that's what you told him?
Yeah, that's what we basically, like I can't say it all verbatim, because I don't.
No, I'm not asking, but that's what I'm not here to play word games with you and twist your words and all that. Just you gave him some sort of advice to put his family first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So did he not like that advice, or why you gave him advice? So why is he getting upset with you? Was he looking for more than just that you gave him? I mean, is he looking for something? Is he looking for you to help out? Or?
I mean, that's the way I took it. When after we left, and like I said, when he was telling me about it, and I was like, no, bro, I said, you know how that goes, because now I'm seeing that apparently your girl don't know what's going on about this. And I was like, bro, I said, you know how that fall? I said, because I lost the girl that I love behind that type of stuff. And I said that your family come first for anything, bro. And then that's when he was like, what you think I should do? You know what I mean? I didn't give it a chance to evolve or nothing. And I was like, look, bro, I'm not getting in that. And that's when he like, what you, and with that when he said, what you mean? But the way he said what you mean was like, I took it as an attitude. Right. Because it's like it changed. But I said it, and I left, but it didn't really dawn on me until I got in the basement. And I'm like, I wouldn't get mad at him if he would have did that. If it were me asking him, I wouldn't have got mad at him for that.
Well, what did he ask you specifically?
He was like looking for advice.
But you gave him advice, so why would he get upset?
I don't know. But that's just the way I took it. I mean, I don't know if it's just that frame of mind with me. I'm not trying to confuse y'all, but I'm giving it to you the best way I can.
Yeah, that's all we want, man. We're not trying to confuse
you. Know what I'm saying? I know it ain't like I said, it's not y'all.
I just don't want you to leave something out that he said, or I don't want you to think you're trying to protect him. I don't know what his mindset is, and he thinks I'm trying to trick him up with his words and everything. I just want the truth.
Exactly.
Okay. I understand. I mean, you're a smart guy. You're trying to do the right thing now that you're out, and unfortunately, you didn't know this girl from what you said, and you kind of.
I'm kind of thrown.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kind of thrown from it because, like I said,
we can work with the truth. Understand that?
That's what I'm saying.
It's
but
lies that are going to get
exactly. But
because
see, the whole
we can if we with the truth, we can always help you out, man. The lies, then we start disproving them.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that I don't like I said, but it ain't y'all. It just I'm an automatic when it's dealing with the law. Automatically, I'm gonna get nervous. Because,
yeah, I understand, man.
Like I said, because I've been gone for 17 years,
right?
Yeah, and I don't, and it's like I'm not gonna say that all law enforcement are the same. I can't say that. I'd be wrong for that. But that's the thing where my mindset when they go to come around, I get nervous.
Yeah, understand.
You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm giving it to you the best way I can. If it's something that I left out, I didn't intentionally leave it out. It ain't like that I'm trying to protect him for whatever he got going on. Because when it comes to me, I come first. My family comes first before him.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught up again.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I say, you know, and it'll be like, you know, I'm having that type of mind frame, like, you know, law enforcement is trying to.
I'm kind of stuck on two things. So maybe if at no point in that night, after your car cranks, you guys are never in the same vehicle or anything. You're always in separate cars following him, right?
During that time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Until you make it back to the house and
yes, sir.
hang out and he goes wherever.
Yes, sir.
So you're always together and you never leave the area up here.
What you mean?
Like you're always staying in the area of your work, IHOP. This is all within a certain, I don't know how many miles, but it's all relatively close, right? Your work, the IHOP, and your house.
Chattanooga, Tunnel Hill.
You're not going outside of.
No, I mean, like, on the weekends.
We're talking about this specific night with
specific night. No, I didn't. No,
after you leave work, he gets
no,
you
it was from my job at the building place where I told you where he met me, where he had helped me got my car crunk at.
Right.
From there to IHOP, from IHOP back to the house.
Okay.
During that time, like I said, I can't say how long it was, but like I said, when he left out that basement, I can't say that if he went upstairs or he went out the door.
Okay.
Because he closed the door behind him.
Right.
I don't know.
Your car is behind his.
No, mine ain't behind him because his like, cause his wife.
So it's not a single driveway.
No, it's like when you going around the curve, the driveway like goes up over a hill. The garage is like when you coming down now. When you turn right here, the garage, both here got two garages right here. But only his wife parked her truck inside the garage. His son got a car. I parked my truck behind his son's car. He'll drive his truck in between. There's this space that it's a space where his son's car parked at. There's enough space where he drive his truck at.
What was he driving that night?
His truck, the expedition truck.
Expedition.
So it's like, you know.
And the other thing that I was stuck on a little bit was, I mean, what do you understand happened to this girl, or what did he tell you happened to her?
I mean, he never just went in detail and told me what happened.
What do you know now?
I mean, it was like, cause like I say, you know, my girl, when I went down that weekend, I had went and seen my girl, and
that's the following.
Cause like I said, I'm just confused, but I know you was on the weekend. I know I'm gonna say I go down there and see my girl, and that's when she was telling me about, you know they found the girl at Deshaun Park. You know what I'm saying, la la la. But like I said, you know, when she said that, I'm like, at Deshaun Park. So she was like, yeah, they said they found the girl there. They said somebody had done set on fire, and I'm like, what? He's saying that she was from Chattanooga. I guess because of the Facebook thing. I don't know. I don't have no Facebook page or whatever. And I was like, man, I said, you got to be careful, baby. And that's just straight up. I said, you got to be careful, man, because, you know. And she, like I said, she loved to go jogging or whatever. And I mean,
are you guys close to that or something?
Yeah, we I want to say. Not even like 3 miles, 3-4 miles away from there.
You been there with her? Jogging or whatever, your old lady?
No, I mean, me and her never jogged together, but I know, like, the day that I be working, because I work in the day, it's like she work late on that evening, and she'll, like, go jogging early in the morning time. But it was like, she was saying that since I was up here, she was like, I was going to go jogging. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't want you jogging by yourself like that. I done told you. And she was like, I'm going to be all right. Don't worry about that. But automatic, I'm going to worry about that because that's my lady. And I know staying in that area, it's so much stuff be happening because I watch the news all the time. And it's just so much crazy stuff be happening.
So when she tells you about it, you're to understand that it's a girl from Chattanooga and she was burned up in the park, but you're not associating that with.
I didn't, because I didn't have no idea.
Charmaine's girl.
Yeah, I didn't have no idea until, like I said, you know, just when when it was on the news and they was talking like, yeah, you know, African American at Deshaun Park, la la la, and I'm like, it's supposed to be another Deshaun Park because that's like over close to the area where we at. And I was like, I said, man, that's
one hell of a coincidence.
I mean, it's crazy.
Charmaine's girlfriend up here ends up in a park down there.
You know what I mean?
Like
So
the old lady's house.
Yeah, well, I was like,
you must have been like, what the? Like,
I mean, no, I was like, I didn't look at it as nothing, but it just, like I said, it spooked me because I just don't know how to take that.
Where were you, what's Charmaine's wife's name again?
Frida Goins.
Okay. Were you up there for Frida's birthday?
For her birthday. Oh, yeah, her birthday. I think I was with my...
Were you down here or were you up there?
I think I was down there.
Down where?
With my girl.
In Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
Lithonia.
Yes, sir.
So you didn't see any of the news reports up here about this?
I seen it like one time. I want to say I seen it like one time, but that was after I seen it when I was down there.
Okay. So you first saw it down here.
I first seen it down there.
And when you say your girl lives 3 miles from Deshaun Park,
I'm giving him an estimate. Yeah.
Is that the Lithonia or is that the Malvern Boulevard?
No, Malvern Boulevard is like, that's her old resident area where she used to stay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Before I had got out, and you know that house had went in foreclosure, and so they kicked her out. So during the time of the procedure, she was staying with her mom. Her mom stayed in Decatur, and she was staying with her mom on, I want to say, Center Drive or whatever.
What's her address now?
My girl address?
Yeah. You been to Deshaun Park before?
Yes, sir.
When was the last time you were there?
Wow, that seems like a pretty easy question to answer. Karl's having a hard time with that. While he's thinking about the answer to that, let's take our last commercial break. Okay, so where were we? That's right. When we left, Karl was trying to remember when was the last time he's been to Deshaun Park.
I know it's been a couple of months.
Couple months, okay. That night that you jumped your car off, did you turn your phone off at all?
No, sir.
No?
Do you remember making any calls or text messages?
So we talking about that day, that whole day?
Sure.
So we just,
it started when you were at work, or you find out your car's not cranking. I know you called.
Oh, during that time.
You texted calling me.
Nah, I didn't.
What kind of phone do you have?
Metro.
What? You got it on? How long do you have that one?
Like I said, I want to say not even like 3 months, 4 months at the most.
You got that backed up to a computer?
I don't know how to use a computer.
Is it an iPhone or something?
No,
Is it a smartphone?
It ain't no
Oh, it's
iPhone.
a Metro.
Did you go to Deshaun Park that day?
No, I never went since, like I told you, like 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
I never been. I mean, like I told you, my girl said she was gonna go there, and like I told you, I had talked with her, and like I don't like her going anywhere like that by herself, but she'll still go.
But that Tuesday or Wednesday when you're having car problems, you didn't go to Deshaun Park?
No, sir.
Did you go to Atlanta?
No, sir. I didn't go to the weekend.
Okay. And you keep your cell phone with you all the time?
Yes, sir.
You understand how cell phones work?
I mean, it can't tell you no more than what happened. That's it. I mean,
Well, no. I've already put in for your phone records. I just haven't got them back yet. I put in for a lot of phone records. Okay.
yes, sir.
Part of the way the cell phone works is, even though you're not making calls, your phone has GPS, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I believe it's all phones since '96 have GPS. So your cell phone, even though you're not making any calls or talking or texting or using the internet, it's constantly looking for the closest cell tower,
Yes, sir.
and it's pinpointing where that phone's at.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and when I get your cell phone records, it's going to show where the phone was at.
Yes, sir.
All right. You didn't go to Deshaun Park.
No, sir.
Okay.
I mean, why would you? I mean,
Well, I'm just making sure. I mean, you understand that
yeah.
You never give your phone to anybody. It's always on your person, correct?
I mean, when I lay down, I don't feel like he would have got. I mean, like I said,
Well,
when I'm laying down,
you got your phone.
from to
It's with you because you're talking to him and texting.
Yeah.
Okay. You got it at the IHOP.
Yes, sir.
You got it when you go home.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Just want to make sure you don't lend it out to people at work.
Oh no, because I don't know nobody, so why would I?
It's always in your possession.
Yes, sir.
I'm not here to accuse you of anything,
No,
but
you're doing your job.
Right, but when I get the phone records back, I want to make sure that there's no reason why your phone would be there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Because I don't know you, and I mean, like I said, I think you're a smart guy. You're trying to do the right thing. I just want to make sure you didn't get caught up in somebody else's business, you know.
Yes, sir.
And so if there's a reason for that, I just want to make sure that
You
you
know
can let
before
us.
we see
Yeah,
it, you know?
I don't want a
Yeah.
surprise, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, oh, that Karl seems like a really good guy. He's got his shit together, but now his phone's not. He's telling us one thing, but now his phone's showing something else. You know what I mean?
Oh, I feel exactly where you're coming from.
Right. As long as that's what he's trying to.
Have you ever met Lauren? This girl, Lauren,
Who is that?
the girl that died. That's
That's her name.
No, sir.
okay. Maybe went by Lemon. No. Okay. Never had sex with her.
No, sir.
No. Okay.
Obviously, never touched her either.
I have no idea what this girl looks like.
Either wouldn't have a problem with us getting DNA, anything from you.
I don't have no problem with that.
Okay, man. That's good.
No problem.
Well, your DNA is already on file anyway. They took it in
Yeah.
what, 2007, something like that.
Yeah.
When you remember that at all? They took your DNA in 2007, 2008, something like that. When you were in.
What do you know about DNA, man?
I mean,
Tell me what you think.
DNA is like can be able to. DNA is like saying that. I don't know.
As far as the technology of DNA, like, if we get DNA on something, from your understanding of it, how can we get that? You know what I mean? Through what? Blood? You know what I mean? You have sex with a girl, you get it through your semen.
Sweats, yeah, okay, yeah.
What else? You know?
Hair,
Right.
off of clothes, shoes.
So you're familiar with, like, contact touch DNA, stuff like that? So in other
A
words,
little, yeah.
yeah. Okay. So in other words, it doesn't have to be your blood or your semen. Like if you touch my clothes, you're leaving your DNA now. There's technology now.
Oh yeah.
So there's no your DNA ain't gonna show up on anything, right, man?
Nothing.
As far as what he's talking about.
Nothing. I just, like I said, you know, I'm up front with everything.
Well, you're up
and
front.
and like I said, it ain't that. It has nothing to do with y'all as far as me being nervous.
Right.
It's just what the system and how it did me before.
We take that into consideration.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna be comfortable with that. I mean, I'm not. But I don't blame y'all for it because I know everybody ain't the same.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? But it automatic. I get jittery. I mean, I just because I don't mean it too good. I ain't crossed up in none of that, man. And that's why I say, you know, if it's something that I have forgot to the point, I didn't do it intentionally. It's just I get jittery, but I'm giving you the best that I can as far as like, you know, as far as what took place and these type of things were going on. I mean, who wouldn't?
Well, the contact we're having right now, you and me and Detective Boyd, this is casual. This is
we're
not coming at you. However, I want you to understand that you know, we appreciate you talking to us and being honest with you, and you will agree with me that we make decisions every day in our life. We'll make decisions on where to go to eat, you know, when we're going to get up. Some of the decisions we make in life are way and far beyond the little decisions. They're very important decisions. And this the decisions you're making today and the stories you're telling us could affect the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I'll agree with him, and I think you're a good guy, and I think you're trying hard. You got a job. You went and sought out a better job, but I think that there's some parts of this that you may be leaving out. Details of maybe what your friend told you or what he asked of you. And I want you to understand that if there is something and you understand responsibility and things, there's different degrees of it. And, you know, someone's dead. So if you do know information on that and it's not you directly involved or something, the next time we talk, if we can find something else out, or if I'm not saying I don't believe you or anything.
Yeah.
But if something does pop, now we got to come and talk to you in a different circumstance. You know what I'm saying? It's not as casual. So I want you to understand that whatever decisions you're making in your head today, and if you're leaving something out or trying to protect somebody, you got to look for yourself, man. Because you're a good guy. You got a good girl, and this guy Maine, obviously, he's got something going on with this girl who ends up dead. And she ends up dead shortly after a conversation he has with you asking for advice on how to get rid of her. Or how to end the phone calls to his phone. Which I'm assuming he's worried it's going to come in between his relationship with his old lady that's already rocky. You know? So, you got to look out for yourself, man. This might be a relationship you had in prison, and maybe he owes you, maybe you feel like you owe him a favor. That's what I'm getting from it. Just from talking, you know, I've only known you a short period. From what you're telling us, it seems to me like you might feel obligated to him because he hooks you up with this good job. Right?
I mean, that's the way I feel, but
he comes to you right after he hooks you up with that good job and says, hey, I'm having problems with this lady. You guys have some kind of an altercation because he feels kind of bad about it because he apologizes. So
I can't say it.
Feels like to me you're holding back on us.
No.
I want you to be honest.
Because
we can help you out.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. But I'm not saying. I told y'all that. I'm not saying that we had an altercation. I'm just saying that when he said what you mean by that,
right?
That's the way I took it.
Right.
Because he can say something different. But that's just my opinion.
That's our perception, though. What we're getting from that.
Yeah.
To at least me, it seems that it's a bigger event because he apologizes for it. You know what I mean? Like if I look at him funny, and I ain't gonna think much of it, but if I say words to him and say you're a piece of shit for doing that yesterday, then I come to him and apologize. You know, there's more than.
I
someone asks you for advice and you're like, I don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly legitimate response, you know. I wouldn't want to get involved in his problems with his girlfriend outside of his marriage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's understandable. I wouldn't think that I would have to apologize for getting mad at you for something like that. You know, if he asked you for a favor, man, if he got caught up in something and you got caught up because of him,
No, I mean that one.
You gotta look out for yourself because we're gonna do our due diligence.
I mean, but guess what? Y'all supposed to because that's why I say it has nothing to do with y'all. It's just me when dealing with the law. That's why I'm like, I know situations are gonna take place where y'all got to do y'all job.
Our job is to find the truth as much as
exactly, and I mean, but that's why I say, you know, because I know for a fact that what I did time for, I didn't do it, but I did time for it. You know why? Because the way I'm trying to explain stuff to y'all, I was doing the same thing with the other. I mean, the people that was talking to me, and look how they did me. That's why I say that, you know, I'm kind of jittery because I was telling myself that, you know, if anything was to come, and I said I was gonna say that I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I was like, I don't feel like it's fair.
But you also have to understand, you know, back in, what was it, 96, when you got charged with that and all this stuff went down?
Yes, sir.
Policing has completely changed from then. Everything's done differently, you know, and you're not going to be dealing with the same type of people you did.
That's why I said I understand that. And like I said, there's, honestly, man, from my heart, man, there's no disrespect.
Right.
It's just a feeling. I mean, 17 years of my life is gone that I can't even get that back because of the fact that I'm trying to explain myself to these type of people.
Right.
When they were asking me what was going on, and I don't have no idea what was going on, but I'm trying to explain to them and figure like I can like try to give them all the answers that I can and try to help them. Yeah. But they turned right around and it was like, it's like I the one that did it, and I didn't do nothing.
Well,
that was my whole agenda. And I mean, of course, I'm not saying that. I'm just letting y'all know where I'm at. This is because y'all be like, well, you know, why you just didn't tell us that? I'm just, like I said, that's why I said I'm explaining to y'all why I'm so jittery. I'm like, you know, I come at it in a fashion like, because I'm new. I'm new into this. I'm growing into it. I can't treat nobody because of the way somebody else did them and expect somebody else to do that like that. That's why I'm letting it be known so y'all know, like, you know, I'm not looking at y'all like that. But of course, by me feeling like that, I'm gonna be jittery. I'm gonna be nervous.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I it's like, you know, I respect y'all to the fullest. There's not one time that I feel like y'all out to try to twist my word or try to handle me or nothing like that.
Well, we just don't want to see you getting yourself in a situation where you may be trying to maybe not even cover, but just kind of leave maybe some statements or some facts out or something like that maybe Charmaine told you or what you saw or something like that. Because, you know, even if you owe him something, if you have some knowledge of this case, what he's asking for you to give your freedom. He's asking for you to give up your life and go back to the prison life. And that's what I don't want to see happen to you.
But that's the way I'm taking it, and I'm not going to do that.
Okay. We just want to give you the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Now, did you see any property come into the house after this? Any women's clothing, suitcases, a guitar, a Kindle Fire, anything like that just suddenly appear since October 8th?
If I did, I missed it.
You never seen Charmaine with a guitar or...
No, sir. No.
You've never had anything like that?
No. No, sir. Like I said, you know, I don't be all over their house like that. You know, we just, the further I ever go, the basement, upstairs, the kitchen, straight to the shower, and back just within that cipher. And then sometimes I'll be outside and I'll play with the dog. They got a dog, and I'll just be out there with my stuff to myself playing with the dog.
You said that you've heard stuff from different sources in the news. What did Charmaine tell you happened to this girl?
Like I said, he never went in detail. I never gave him the opportunity of letting me know what was going on. He just told me something happened to her. The only time that I find out, like I said, that what was going on when I seen it on the news when I was dying with my girl.
Now, when he says something happened to her, are you under the impression that Charmaine knew specifically what happened, or?
I was just suspicious.
I
was just suspicious of something that was going on. I was just suspicious that something was going on.
What are you suspicious of?
It just...
Of Charmaine? Is that what
because... listen to what I'm saying. Because he came to me. You know what I'm saying? About... asking for advice or whatever. You know what I mean? And it like I said, with that my type of mind frame, of course I'm gonna think like that. Not saying that if it's true or not, or whatever is going on, I have no idea. But automatically, my mind gonna make me when certain things take place, it gonna automatically make you feel like that. But I can't say that that they got into a big argument, they got into a debate. I don't know that because he never told me that. The only thing that he said to me was that he got tired of her calling his phone. And that was like really it as far as like dealing with that. And then he came back and told me that, something happened to an old girl. And I was like, old girl, who you talking about? I said, the one that had been calling me. And that's why I told you I was shutting it off because I didn't want nothing. I know he got a good lady. And I don't want to be like right now, I don't have nowhere to go. And I know if I have to get transferred back down there, I'm 9 times out of 10, I know McDonald's ain't gonna give me my job back. So it was like, where would I go? I'm not finna get involved in that, and that's why I was drawing the line at because I know soon as you try to help somebody out or do anything, regardless of what, I just really feel like they gonna throw it back in your face. That's why I nipped it. And that's why I told him I know you got a good girl. You know what I'm saying? I know you got a good girl. Because this is her house, and, she's letting you stay here or whatever.
When you were at IHOP, what did Maine tell you that he did that day?
He didn't tell me that he did nothing. The only thing that he was basically talking to me was about my job, and, how was that going on, and, he was like... he said, I'm really proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying? That you're doing good and you sticking to the script, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, bro, because I was like, I said, man, life is crazy, man. We don't have but one life to live, bro. And I said, right now, I said, ever since I've been out, that just really been my biggest fear. And I said, that just really been my biggest fear. I'm scared because I don't want nothing to happen to me because of my past, the stuff that I didn't get caught doing, selling drugs or whatever. But I know how karma comes back on people, and it don't come back the way you want it to be. It may come back on people that you love. So when I'm getting out, I'm like, I've been going to church, and I'm like asking God, please forgive me. I know that I have done wrong in my past, but right now I'm drawing a straight slate. Even if it's dealing with my lady. But like I said, it's certain times that I ain't gonna lie that I had got stressed out as far as we stay in our house, lights get turned off, and stuff like that bothers me because I'm not used to that. But she was always coaching me through it. Like, we gonna do this together, man. It's about family. And that's the only thing that I stressed to him about.
Did he tell you that he dropped her off at the mall or anything like that?
No, he didn't even go into detail about that.
Did he say he saw her that day?
He didn't. He didn't even go into detail about that.
How about the time, I was a little confused about when you're down at your old lady's house there in Stone Mountain and his brother comes over and you guys had some kind of, what was that all about?
I don't know, because his brother had, this was between us, man. His brother told me that his girl had been hearing about it. Apparently, I guess she got family members up here. I don't know. but it didn't went into detail about it. The only thing that he said that she said was that, man, it's not all over Dalton, man, about Maine. And I'm like, bro, I don't get in that.
What do you mean it's all over Dalton about Maine?
That as far as like about what happened to her. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like I said, I nipped it in with him because he kind of felt like that. He felt like I knew something because I felt like he was trying to pick me for something. And I was like, but I was letting him know, like, I don't know nothing, bro. That ain't none of my business. You know what I'm saying? I said, whatever he got going on with him and his relationship, I said, that's on them. But the only thing that he was telling me was that about what his girl had said, that they've been hearing about, she said that they've been hearing about that all over Dalton, about Maine and that girl.
What do you think happened?
I can't speak on that, man. I mean, it just...
Well, everybody's got an opinion. What do you think happened?
You thought about it.
I don't know because it's like... I had, like I said, you know, I felt bad about it when he sat there and said, you know what I mean, when he kind of like, you know, said what he said about it, and I was like, when I went down in the basement, I was like, I wouldn't do that, but, I mean, I thought that, I'm thinking that they got into a real bad argument. That's what I was thinking.
What do you mean you said you wouldn't do that? What did he say?
I mean, when he sat there and said, when he said that, I apologize. He said, what you mean? When he sat there and told me, what you mean? When I sat there and told him, that ain't none of my business, bro. I'm not finna get in that. And I left it at that.
Oh, I'm confused. What did he say?
When I told him, when he was asking me for advice as far as like, what you think I should do?
Yeah, and you said, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
What was it that he pitched to you as far as what he was going to do? And you said, I wouldn't do that.
I was speed talking. Like I said, I'm jittery. I apologize. I'm just jittery, man. And I mean, no offense, man. I'm jittery. I mean, I don't like situations like this because I know I didn't do nothing. I don't have nothing to hide about nothing. But I'm just explaining, and it just, you know, and I appreciate y'all correcting me as far as like, was this what you meant? This what you really saying? And then, like, now the only thing I'm saying is that when he made the statement about what you mean by that, when I sat there and told him that ain't none of my business about you and your family, I'm not gonna get in that, and I left it at that. But like I said, when I went to the basement, it made me think like I wouldn't get mad at him about that. Why did he? It made me think like, why did he get mad at me? And like they done must have been into a real bad argument.
You sure he didn't offer up a suggestion and ask you for help? Like,
oh no!
I want to get rid of her, and can you help me?
That
would make sense to me, right?
I wouldn't go for it.
Well, I know you wouldn't, but he may have made that suggestion.
No, he didn't. If he would have, I would.
That makes more sense than him asking for advice and you declining to even give him advice, because you get some advice doesn't mean you're wrong.
But I'm not, so, like I said,
I went down to the basement. You're like, damn, why did he get so mad at me?
Yeah, exactly. But it was like, you know,
something's up there.
It's just something that I don't get into. It's certain things that I may misinterpret, but that's the way I'm
see, you know, but the thing is, you spent how many years in prison?
17.
17 years in prison. Your perception of things is very, very good. You are able to read body language. You are able to understand when somebody's upset, they're irritated, they're angry, they're pissed off at something you did. Because, I mean, you have to read people all the time in prison, don't you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, especially with Maine being in prison, you two could probably have an argument without saying a word, right?
That's possible.
Well, I mean, so when you perceive him as being angry, it's probably right, isn't it?
I can't say. But you got to feel where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to protect him.
Okay.
Feel me out. It's just that I always learn that there's always two sides to a story.
Right.
It's his side and my side.
Right.
And of course, the way I feel about something, it may be different. But when I took it as he came back and apologized, I mean, I was like, all right. I left it at that. But I still was thinking in my mind, him and that girl done got into it. But who to say? I don't know, but this what was on my mind.
Something because he comes to you that morning and says, I'm having problems with this girl. She called my phone, and all of a sudden that night, bad happens. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying.
That's too much of a coincidence.
I'm not saying that when he came at me and told me about it, the next day that it happened. I'm not saying that.
Alright, but
I'm just, that's why I say, just the way stuff happens. Because you can explain to me a type of way, and I can say, yes, sir, and I can tell you all day that, you really don't mean that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of my mind, like, I felt like he hid something. But of course, I'm going to think that, but that don't really make it true. But I mean, like I said, I don't have nothing to hide from dealing with that, because of the fact that what he put himself in, he got to get himself out of it. He the one held accountable for whatever dealing with his relationship. I never thought not one time that I was pulled off into something. I didn't look at it like that until he said something. But I didn't look at it like that. But the only thing I'm thinking was, it was just so much stuff was going on, and the only thing I was doing was, I'm drawing lines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drawing lines because I'm like, I see that I can't help that, because that ain't got nothing to do with me. Whatever you had going on.
Why are you drawing lines? Because it's...
As far as dealing with that, because of the fact that I know that if his wife was to get mad, and I feel like, I heard, man, Charmaine sat there and told me that you and him were talking, and you sat there, you into it, you get out too. Because I'm in a situation where I'm staying there. Alright? And I let it be known. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't none of my business.
she ain't letting you stay at that house either way if Charmaine's out of the picture either. Yeah, like if her and they knew when he was kicked out, she's probably gonna be like, well, maybe she cut you some slack.
You know what I'm saying? Now I feel like, that because, she's a good lady, man. Outside of Charmaine, she's a good lady, and that's what I take it as. But during the time, and like I said, that was my biggest fear. I'm like, I can't allow myself to get in that, because I don't know how their relationship is. Him want to run back and tell her, well, Karl said this. And I can be like, if we gonna talk about it, all three of us will talk about it up front, because I didn't tell you nothing. Since you want to play it like that, but I'm just using an example, because she a good lady. She don't, like I said, she noticed a couple of times that I didn't come up there. I waited till the morning time after they left before I went and took a shower, which I felt really uncomfortable about that. But I come home at night, everybody in the bed asleep. What it look like me coming up making noise, and they shower is right there beside the room. I got to turn the thing on. I got to flush toilet.
He's mentioned to you about the phone and how it works and everything. And obviously, you're telling us something and we want to verify that. And you want us to verify that you're not involved in any of this shit. Right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a problem with us taking your phone, downloading all the data, and analyzing it? And
I don't care nothing about that.
okay, well, here's what I want you to do, because do you know your girlfriend's number? And
I have to write it all
Charmaine, maybe you can write down some important numbers, because we're going to have to take it with us.
Do you have a passcode on here?
Passcode. I don't remember. It's my lock.
A lock or anything? Would you mind if I look through the text messages to see if you... What... Is that okay if I search through here for now?
And we can write down some important numbers, because we're going to take it and download. We'll get it back to you as quick as we can, okay? We're going to get a search warrant for it, and even though you gave us consent to go through it.
What's Charmaine saved under here?
Charmaine.
Oh, okay.
And we'll get it back to you, but you might have to go pick up a quick phone to make calls to your
I can't afford it. I told you.
You got no cash on you, bro?
Man, I'm struggling like the civil rights movement, man. I'm struggling, man.
Understand it from our perspective, though. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if Maine's involved. I don't know what happened. But he talked to you that night, and we got to verify. I want to make sure that we, free you from any kind of involvement or whatever. You're telling us you're not involved, and that's going to help us. And we can verify that and say, okay, Caroline, you got nothing to do with any of this shit. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to take the phone, download it, and then get it back to you maybe a few days. working today?
Yeah, I go to work at 2:30.
Yeah, I want you to be late. How long does it take you to get there?
What time is it?
How many numbers would you need out of there? Your girlfriends, mains?
I just probably need to call my girl and let my girl know that the phone is being confiscated. That's it, because I mean, if she don't, she gonna blow it up or whatever. But I just don't want her to worry, and then somebody call and be like, hey, you know, yeah, we got his phone or whatever, and like I ain't tell her, but I prefer to just make a phone call and let her know.
What did Charmaine tell you, as far as after conversations with us? What did he tell you?
What you mean?
What did he talk about as far as his interviews with the police? What did he say?
He didn't talk to me about interviews with the police. It was just that me going through that cycle already.
He didn't tell you that he talked to us?
Oh yeah, he spoke on it. Yeah, he told me that. He have.
What'd he say?
He said that when that was last week. That was last week. And he was like, he said, you know, them people came and talked to me. I said, yeah. I said, man, you need to stay on your toes, man, for real, man. I said, and he was like, and the first thing he tell me was, he was like, I feel uncomfortable. I said, you feel uncomfortable about what? You know, say them folks jigging at me. I said, well, if you ain't did nothing, then you won't have nothing to worry about. And he said, like, yeah, I've been waiting to get my, cause he been using his son's phone. You know what I'm saying? That, cause his son named DL, that's on him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we've been texting each other back and forth from his son's phone or whatever. And I was like, yeah, he said, them folks said they were gonna give me my phone back, but they ain't even gave me my phone back. I'm like, I said, I don't even know what to tell you. I said, why you just won't go down there and holler at nobody and saying you need your phone? He was like, man, I don't know. He said, I'm just trying to take their word for it. So I was like, I said, I mean, if they sat there and told you they were gonna give you their phone back, then they gonna give you your phone back.
Yeah, just sometimes the time is a little off, you know. You understand that we have to deal with people in our forensics lab and stuff, and sometimes they're backed up on stuff. So. But he didn't tell you what he told us or anything, or what his, you guys didn't discuss anything.
No, because like I say, a lot of
you don't want to get involved.
No, and that's my whole take on it. I mean, I have nothing to hide about that or nothing like that, man. It just I don't like dealing
Sounds
with
like
y'all.
Sounds like anger issue, that guy.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like dealing with with y'all, man.
You don't take it, I mean, yeah. Or,
you know what I'm saying?
You may have had a bad experience at some point.
I mean, like I told y'all what took place.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Well,
I mean,
understand from we're not here to do that to you, man. I'm not going to twist your words. I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
I'm trusting y'all on
that. When you tell us the version of events, that's the first time. We don't know you. We don't know. So if we seem confused or want more detail, it's just because maybe you're skipping over something. It's not because I think you're hiding something. It's just because I don't know you. I don't know what happened. So when you tell a story, you have to be, you know. There's some things that.
And I'm gonna need I'm gonna need to give me a good guidance the way for to leave up out here to get to my job.
You gonna what?
Because like I said, you know,
what is that job? What do you do there?
Advanced steward, they like, you know what I'm saying, like do lead, we like grind up, like, it's mainly like doing pencils. The lead, they go in pencils, that's what we do.
Oh, you make them so they...
Yeah, we make lead. We like grind it up, making sure that it's accurate.
Get that light
right.
Use that?
Hmm?
Do you wear some kind of protective?
Yeah, we got like a what it is, a respiratory where we with a face mask and because a lot of that dust be accumulating. And what we have to do, we have to make sure we put it in cans and make sure that, you know, that we have to take it to the chemical room. The chemical room is like the autopsy room where they making sure that it's grinded up right. If it ain't grinded up right, they'll let us know. And let us know, and we'll go check the machine that be processing it, that be working, and we got to make sure that the sprayer is pumping right, because you got a sprayer and the pipe that is dropped down that make the smoke. I mean, that it make the dust, the grind up that comes, that drop in the pan. We got to make sure that it's straight. You know what I'm saying?
You said math was involved, did you say?
Yeah, it's a lot of, when you do it like,
to do the machines or something?
yeah, no, it's like, that's paperwork. That requires paperwork. You know what I mean? Just say if it say degree, I mean, it say, just say if it say 186, the scale said 186 at 1,400 hours, and by me saying lead, I'm looking at it as they saying that it's a certain amount of hours, there's a certain amount of lead that can be produced within that hour, and we got to make sure that it's accurate because they going off our paperwork what we write down every hour. This is like a checkup.
And pays better than McDonald's?
Start them off at $12.50.
Well, that's good, man. And you liking it, right?
Man, I love it, man. I love it. That's why I'm just, first little check. I mean, I had to make sure to help my lady out with the bills, but I guess I get my second little check, I gotta try to find me like a decent little place to stay. But I wanted to be in Chattanooga. I wanted to be close to the job, as possible. You know what I mean? Because I said, I don't know how the transportation lane gonna roll or whatever.
And you never turn that phone off, right?
I never turn that phone off.
Not since you got it 3 months ago.
3-4 months ago, I'm gonna say it the most. I don't remember verbatim.
Yeah,
but,
that's fine.
I mean,
I'm not looking for. I don't expect you to know dates and times. Yeah. Everything's an estimate with us. I hope that job works out for you, bro.
Yeah.
Seems like you're trying. Your girlfriend got kids or anything?
Yeah, she got a 19-year-old daughter. She's in college in Georgia State.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's she going for?
A pediatrician.
Oh, wow. Are you and your old lady gonna have kids or no? Not yet.
I mean,
she older?
She said she don't. She said she don't want no more.
And you don't have any?
I don't have none.
How old are you?
41. I mean, I thought about it, but I mean, we just got to work through it, man. I mean.
Yeah, you mentioned it to her. She older than you?
No, I'm older than her. She's 39. She just turned 39.
How old were you when you got your first conviction or locked up?
My first conviction, man, I had got aggravated. My first conviction was an aggravated assault because I went to prison, but I had got back out. That's how I got jammed up on this case in '96. Mm-hmm. But my first conviction was an aggravated assault.
So you're 96 around. How old were you when you went to prison for that?
22.
Shit. Long time.
What are you and Charmaine gonna talk about when we get out of here?
What you mean? I had done thought about it, and I was just gonna let him know, man. I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? I got to leave. I mean, no offense to you or your wife or whatever, man. When I get my check, man, I'm gonna try to. I got to try to push it, man, to get up out of there because I don't like this situation.
I want you to understand.
You know what I'm saying?
The reason we're here today is because we're up here talking to people, not just you.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so I don't want you to think that this was a setup or anything.
No, I'm not. No,
we
I'm
just
not
came
saying
by here
that.
today and said we're up here and a bunch of people because that's where she was. You know what I mean? It's kind of far from where we work. So.
But like I told you, I'm not comfortable. I mean, that's just me.
He seems like he's got a temper, that's for sure. Because he told me he got. Well, you described him as being aggressive. And then.
I was saying.
Dude gets mad because you don't want to offer advice on some situation he's got himself jammed up in. I don't know why he'd get mad at you for that. I think it's because he got you that nice job and he figures out now you owe me a favor, you know. It's kind of bullshit, though.
I ain't no telling. I ain't no
I
telling.
wouldn't do that to a friend.
I ain't no telling, man. I ain't no, like I said, that's why I say, it's crazy how people think or whatever, man. But I just got up here and it's this. I'm not with that. I'm not comfortable with that, because of the fact that I do too good and I do too right for it. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Does his wife know about that girl? Does his wife know about her?
I
guess they're not. Are they married?
Him and who? Talking about him and his wife, Frida,
or his girl? Yeah, yeah. Are they married or are they just?
I'm assuming, yeah. I'm assuming. She got his last name, so.
Oh, okay.
Well, they got to be married. I'm gonna need some help for y'all.
Any other numbers you need on there? Or?
My mom.
What's that under mom?
Yeah, mom.
What do you help with?
Before getting to my job. What time is it?
Oh, it's
12:30.
12:30.
All right.
How far away are you?
I mean, I just want, cause I'm gonna need some help before getting to my job.
What do you mean?
I know as far as being this way, I use the GPS a lot.
Oh.
You know what
so
I'm
you don't know
saying?
the directions from here to there.
Cause I use that. I mean, I use that GPS a lot.
On the phone.
Yeah, I use it a lot because, like I said, I'm not. The only thing I'm familiar with as far as leaving my job and to them. And then that when she told me about here.
You need more than that, or what else you need?
How far away is he from that place?
That's good.
That's good? Okay.
I'm gonna need. I'm not real familiar with the area. I'm gonna need some help, man.
Well, I'm sure someone here can give you directions. I'm not from around here, so I don't know where we're going.
So you never saw this girl Lauren, dead or alive?
I don't even know what that girl looked like.
Did you see her at all?
I have no idea what she looked like. I don't think I told you. My girl told me that she had a twin. My girl said that, but I was like, what? I mean, and that was like really it. But as far as like, I never seen her before. Know what she looked like. Nothing.
When he came to help you out when your car didn't crank, he came over and met you, the old Crystal. He said he was home sleeping or something.
I mean, it sounded like it when he answered his phone.
Well,
when he called me and answered the phone, he was like, "My bad, bro, I was asleep." You know what I'm saying? I apologize, man, but I'm getting up right now and get ready, man. Give me a few minutes, man. I'm gonna be on my way.
So what he showed
You know
up?
what I'm saying?
Was he gonna be sleeping in, or was he just?
When he said that he was gonna get up and get dressed, I took it as he was putting on some clothes to come and see what's going on.
You said you waited a little bit longer than you thought it would have taken him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just say it like this. Like I said, when I let him know that I said, because I told him, I was like, yeah, the truck crunk, but I said I had to pull over. You know what I'm saying? Because the truck cut back off or whatever, and I pulled over where Crystal used to be at. And then I waited. I mean, I can't say how long I waited, but then he eventually showed up.
Not long after this interview, Charmaine Goins was arrested for the murder of Lauren Taylor. The police received the cell phone data back for both Charmaine and Karl, and they found that Karl was also not being truthful about the night in question. They decided to bring Karl back, and they put his feet to the fire.
You sure you're gonna work like this, Karl?
I will have to, man, because they don't
let you take time off?
They real strict on that. I got to be up for there 6 months before I be able to get it. Like, workers' comp or whatever it is.
Any vacation or sick time or anything?
No, I don't have none.
You'll be coming up on your 6 months soon, aren't you?
Yeah, started. I'm about to. Yeah, this is
You're
coming
getting
up.
close. I appreciate you coming up here and talking to us, okay? I know you've spoken with your girlfriend, Jaren.
I don't really be coughing right, man.
So I use tissue and stuff.
Yeah.
Been to the doctor?
No, I mean, I thought I would just go try to find out dealing with the money situation.
What's
try to deal with it.
so you obviously you spoke to Jaren, your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Did she explain to you what's going on and everything? Okay. And I'll tell you just like I told her. You know, I understand there may be some different reasons why you gave that initial story. Okay, maybe it's because Charmaine is out, because you two are living together, he's helping you out, but now he's in jail. Okay, and I want to give you the opportunity and the benefit of the doubt to actually tell us what happened that night. And I'm not saying that I'm not here to accuse you of being involved, but I you know, some of the things that you told us last time, we're able to prove that that's not true. Okay. So this is why I was going to give you the opportunity, and you know, for whatever reason, maybe it was fear of Charmaine, maybe I don't know, but I want to give you the opportunity to tell us what happened that night, and we'll go from there.
It's like this, man, and I'm telling you, just like anything, like I told his wife, that ain't, I'm through with that. I'm not, ain't nothing, you know, as far as to me being a witness, I'm not dealing with that, man.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not. I sat there and I told her to tell him, you know, that I got a family, man, and I'm not trying to be off in there, whatever you got going on, whatever. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just being bothered with, then messing with my family and stuff, man. I can't lose my relationship behind on BS. You know, it's just a whole bunch of, like I told her, she got upset by it, whatever. But I'm not gonna be that your friend, and I'm like, nah. It's just too much going on, whatever it is. I'm in the blind. I don't know. I'm just not trying to involve myself with that, man. For real, man. Cause there is too much stuff. I'm not gonna be no witness for him.
Right.
No, none of that. Like he talking about he need me from what she was saying, and no. Cause it is too much, man. It's too much. It's been stressing me. And I don't have time for that, man. I done been gone too long.
And you've been through it once before, and like I said, I don't want to see you get in a situation like last time. And so that's why we're giving you the benefit of the doubt. You know, obviously you had reasons, maybe you were afraid of Charmaine or whatever. But, you know, we're going to start over and give you a clean slate. And I'm just looking to hear what actually happened. Okay?
I ain't got nothing to say with that boy.
With what?
With whatever events, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just saying that I don't know or do know whatever, but I'm not getting into it.
So, the first time you spoke with us, you weren't honest about it, though.
What you mean?
Your phone records show you going straight from work down to the house at Dogwood Lane that you're living at now. Okay? You didn't make a jump start, and I know that. And I know as soon as you got to the house, Charmaine left the house. So that whole story about the jump start is just not true.
I'm not gonna get into that, man. But I have no reason. I have no reason to lie to you, man. I have no reason. I don't feel nobody but God. That's who I pray to.
Right.
And that just being for real, I I know, and I'm not faulting you or nobody. I'm not faulting you or nobody else about doing your job. Can't get mad because you're doing your job. You got to provide for your family. But at the same time, I have no reason to lie to you or nobody else. As far as, I only did what I did as far as coming to work and needed that jump off. I know what I did. I don't have to, the fight to try to tell the truth about something, and I'm getting constantly saying that it was a lie. Whatever he had going on during the time I was at work or after I was asleep or whatever, that ain't, I'd be lying to myself.
I'm not saying you know exactly what happened with this girl, but what I'm saying is you're not being honest about needing a jump off because you immediately left work and you're 75. You left Chattanooga immediately. You clocked out of work at 11:03 that night, and you hopped in your car and you came down here. And Charmaine never left his house and came north to Chattanooga. He stayed at his house, and then he went down to Atlanta. Okay. Why are you shaking your head about that?
Because, what else for me to say? You still ain't taking in for what I'm telling you. For some apparent reason,
But
you
haven't told me anything though. You're just saying.
But my point is, I'm saying that I'm not dealing with that because it's too stressful, man. It's too stressful, man. I'm about to lose my relationship because of some stuff like this. And my girl tells me that y'all came over there, whatever. And she said she can't deal with it. Once I get it together, whatever. She said, I'm gone. I'm basically fighting for my relationship, man.
And I'm not here to mess that up, okay? But you gotta understand.
Y'all came there
because you were driving her car, and we downloaded the computer system, which gives us the computer history of the car.
She told me that.
Okay. I'm not trying to get you in trouble with your girl or with the law or anything else or parole. That's not what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is find the truth. Did you kill Lauren Taylor? That's what I'm concerned about, is the person who killed her.
Come on, man. Come on, boy. You're wrong for that, man.
Well, I'm just asking you straight up because I'll tell you straight up. I don't believe you did. Okay, and I believe you're not being honest just to kind of cover for Charmaine. And that's not something we're concerned about. We're trying to figure out who killed this girl. All right.
That girl concerned, whatever. I'm not dealing with that, man. Honestly, I'm not, man. I don't know what else to tell you, Mr. Boyd. Honestly, I don't, and that's why I dislike about speaking what I'm saying for what I know, and now I'm just, like I said, I'm not going against what you do. I'm not upset with what you do. But it upsets me is that saying something and trying to help out, you calling me a lie in my face. That's what it is. If me just not saying nothing and be like, I'm gonna give it because I feel like everybody, all law ain't the same. All law ain't bad to try to manipulate people or get over on people. I'm not saying that. So I gave it the benefit of a doubt, and that's why I did that. That's why I said what I said, because of the fact that you want to know. And I told you I trusted on it. When I was calling you to try to get in contact with you, you didn't respond on my call. Then you tell my girl that I didn't call you. And I know
You called me twice yesterday with no callback number. Okay? I did get your messages. And you said call me back, but you didn't leave a callback number. I can't call you back. The only number I have for you is the 2321 number.
So what about the other time that I had called you for?
What other times?
But before you even came over my girl house.
I don't know which times are you talking about? You're saying I never called you back?
You never responded back, and I left a message that the call that you gave me. I called both numbers, and I left a voicemail on one of the numbers twice, and I still my girl. And she saying you didn't, so now she looking at me like, I'm done with this. I'm done with it. And I'm like, nah, man, don't.
How long ago did your phone break?
My phone been like that the week. It been about a week now, about a week.
Okay.
But I mean, it worked, but my face on it blowed because when I dropped it, it blanked out. I mean, you can hear calling, but you can't see who calling, and you can't respond on because the LCD is messed up in it. So it ain't really doing that, but I gotta get repaired, and I know I won't be able to get that back to Saturday.
Okay. When you say you're not covering for Charmaine anymore, I mean, you're not going to be his. What does that mean?
That means that I didn't come down here to get caught up in no BS.
I understand.
I came down here because he helped me out with a job, and I was struggling on that job. I was making not even $400, $200 every week. That couldn't provide for my family. So I got this job over here, and I figured that would be a help for me until I get my stuff together, so I can be able to provide for my family. And and that's what's been going on. I've been trying to take care of my family, man. And it's crazy, it's stressful. They tell you to pray about it. Yeah, I'm a God-fearer, man. Like I said, it's like you trapped in the middle of a storm, and you don't know which way to go. And sometimes you may feel like the storm is comfortable at times and stuff that be going on, because I can't be dealing with that, man. I mean, my girl is my world, earnest as she is. And, I'm not trying to jeopardize that, and I'm trying to give her some understanding and insight for, how it goes. And, we gonna run through Oscar, and I'm not mad at nobody. They're doing their job, what goes on with his family. That ain't none of my business. But I appreciate them for being able to provide a roof over my head till I get myself situated.
Mm.
But this ain't what I asked for.
I agree. But the problem is, I didn't put you in this situation. Sergeant Lorenzo didn't. Charmaine put us all in this situation, because I'd be very happy sitting in Gwinnett County right now. Okay? But unfortunately, we're all sitting here. And it's because of Charmaine.
I'm just upset with how things going. Like I said, and I'm gonna always be a man of my word, and I'm gonna stick to my word. I'm not upset with you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just upset with the situation. And that same goes to you. I respect every man until they show me different, man. I do. How things go on, I don't know how things be happening, how far they go. I don't know, Mr. Boy. You know what I mean? Because I'm not no high power. All I do is I do what the normal human being do, man. They just make it, man. And that's it, man. If for it to go, I apologize if my demeanor the way it is now. But like I said, it's just stuff like this, it makes me upset, man. And like I tell you, I don't know from the time I was at work or during the situation and what transpired when I got home or whatever, but I don't know. I can't make up nothing.
No, I understand. But did he come give you a jump start that night?
I'm done with it. I told you. And I'm done with it, Mr. Boyd. Honestly, I am, man. I told you, man. But this ain't making me no better. Making me feel better. I apologize.
I'm not here to try and make you feel bad, I'm not here to try and get you in a situation like you were in, the first time this happened to you, okay? This is just it's no win for you, right? Is that basically how you're thinking about it?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying there's no win for me. I'm just saying being able to provide for my family And that's the only thing that's important. Charmaine ain't important to me.
I know, but
His family, I respect it to a degree, and like I tell her, I need money to help with the bills. We already behind on our bills. We about to get put out our house.
that's
Because-
your girl's house down there?
Yeah, I mean, because not long when she sat there and said that you had came, you called her. The sheriff, the marshal came over there and put a paper on our door
For what?
for saying that the landlord put a notice on our door and saying that we got 30 days.
Because we went over there?
No,
Oh, okay.
because of our bills, man.
Gotcha.
And then that's when that came about, and I'm like, it's too much, man. I'm trying to help out the best way I can with her, but I'm putting my family on stage.
Yeah.
Where will we go? Where will my girl go, man? And it's too much on her. I don't want to put no on her like that, man. And then there's nothing in this for me. Nothing.
Well, I mean, I understand, and this is a good paying job up here, and you can't drive all that way every day. I completely understand the situation you're in. It's-
Carl, I guess all I want to know is, whatever you told Detective Boyd the first time you talked, was all that the truth, sir?
I told him what I knew,
Okay.
how I felt about it. I told him.
So the first statement you gave him was the correct statement, sir?
For me, what I understand and from what he talked to me about, and it was clarified, that's what I told him.
So everything you told him the first time, that's where it stands?
That's what it stands, sir.
Okay. Everything you told him the first time was true to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge.
Is there a possibility that it might not be correct?
And all he's saying is, I guess the statement you made to him the first time, I guess he went and looked at some things and he found some things that obviously makes it look like maybe everything you initially said to him wasn't 100% correct, or maybe you were mistaken in some portions of it, and that's what he wants to clear up. But if you say everything you told him the first time is true, then I guess he could go with that, but he's giving you an opportunity to make sure that everything is correct, that you didn't misunderstand him or he misunderstood you. And that's what he's just trying to figure out. So this was just an opportunity so you can make sure everything you told him the first time was correct and leave it at that. But if that's what you say is correct, then that's what you say. But he, in his investigations, he found some probable cause to believe that some of the things you told him was not correct, or maybe there was a misunderstanding. And he just want to make sure that the times and the dates and the things you told him happened are in fact what happened. That way it doesn't look like you were trying to deceive him in any way. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's all he's trying to do. Just to confirm everything you told him the first time.
Yeah, and like I said, I appreciate that. And that's the same way that like I said, I told you, like I'm telling you, you know, and he explained to me the best way he could or whatever. He wasn't disrespectful, and I ain't felt like he was game on me or trying to manipulate me about nothing. But it was just, like he said, when they were talking about why I was nervous, and I'm like, I have a right to be nervous because I've been incarcerated before.
Sure.
I just pulled 4 years, came back and then pulled 17 years. I finally got the woman of my life, and then some situation like this come about, and then I'm being questioned, and I stated.
I understand you being nervous. That's
I stated to him that I had the right not to even say nothing.
correct.
what I did. I mean, I know that I don't have to say nothing.
You're correct.
And like I said, during that time, I knew that.
Sure.
But me, when I told him, I was like, that was the reason why I went to prison last time, because of being honest, and took my honesty and twisted it around and shoved me in prison, and I had to do 17 years because of what was said. I'm not, and I took what he said for what it was. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. I mean, I was like, you know, I gave it to him the best way I can. My PO jumping down my back, you know, and it just too much, man. It's like everything getting thrown at me, and not just saying it ain't got nothing to do with y'all, but it's being thrown. It just seems like I'm gonna feel that way.
You got a lot going on, a lot on your plate. So I understand that.
And I respect it.
Just want to make sure that everything you told him the first time is correct, and there was no misunderstanding. You know, what he told me was that, you know, apparently your friend, this Charmaine gentleman, came and asked you for, you know, you asked him for a jump. He came, and I guess y'all went to get something to eat, and at some point y'all went back home. And based on his investigation, he has uncovered that some of the things, a lot of the things Charmaine told him was not correct. And he just wants to make sure what you told him was correct, so you don't find yourself in a situation where it may come back and obviously pose a negative issue for you, to show that you were maybe not lying or being deceitful. And he just wants to go ahead and give you the benefit of the doubt to make sure everything you said was correct, so it doesn't come back on you. So that's all he's trying to do. So, so everything you told him the first time, best of your knowledge, is correct. If Charmaine came and jumped you, you went and got something to eat, and whatever he did when you wasn't around, you can't answer for that. But
before and after, I can't speak on that.
Understand. But he just wants to make sure, because I think he downloaded the diagnostics of the car, and based on what the dealership told him, that the car was not jumped. Okay, so he's just going on what information he's being told by the person who did the diagnostic on the car. And when that person tells Detective Boyd this car wasn't jumped, well, he has some questions. He said, well, let me go back to Karl, because Karl told me it was jumped. Some other gentleman saying this car was never jumped. So that's why he's back here, to give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you misspoke and said, okay, we didn't jump off the car, or whatever the case may be. But what he did after he left me, I don't know. And that's all he's trying to clarify, because somebody else is telling him the car was not jumped. So he said, well, let me go ahead and go back to Karl, because it wouldn't be fair to you if he didn't come back. Since he got some other goofball saying this car wasn't jumped, and you're saying it was. So to be fair to you, let's go back to Karl. Maybe Karl misspoke that night, or just said it for whatever reason, and he just wants to clear that up, because something that small, he just don't want you to look like you're being a deceitful person. You see what I'm saying? So that's what he's asking. So I just want to be clear. Was the car jumped that night? Because you said yes, and the dealership says no. So that's all he's trying to clear up.
I can't dispute that.
Correct.
Like I said, and I'm gonna say it again, to my knowledge, that nothing of that wasn't. I didn't misinterpret that. I didn't.
Okay, that's fine.
I had no reason to throw you the bull. Like I said, I ain't had to say nothing, Mr.
Right.
Boyd.
No, I
Just give me up. I ain't had to say nothing, and I knew that. It would have been just that. But by me speaking on helping the situation out, if I felt like that's what I was doing, I did that. What he's saying, and compared to what I'm saying, it's my word against his, and as far as what's going on, I don't have to lie about that, man.
But let me explain to you what the cell phone records show. Okay, because you and Charmaine both said we're together after Karl got off work. Okay, but the cell phone records, they show you in Chattanooga, and then you come directly from Chattanooga to home at Tunnel Hill within, it's like 20 something minutes. Charmaine never leaves the house, and the two of you say that you're together, and the issue that, like I said, I don't think that you had anything to do with this girl Lauren dying. But the two of you saying you're together the rest of the night until you get back to the house. Charmaine comes to Atlanta, I can tell you that. So by you saying we were together, we went to IHOP, we ate, and then we came back to the house together. That puts you with Charmaine. Once you got to Tunnel Hill, you say you went to eat. So either you stayed at home or you're with Charmaine in Atlanta.
And obviously, I don't think you're in Atlanta. I think you're here. So that's the issue. The two phones put you out two different places. And if you say you're together and the phones put you two different places, he's coming back and say, well, are we sure? Are you thinking about another night? Because that night, Charmaine's in Atlanta. So that's all he's trying to do, is make sure that you are correct about the night that you were to get together. Because the phone put you two different places. Unless somebody else had your phone. You know what I'm saying? And Charmaine said nobody else had his phone, so that puts him in Atlanta. And you say you were with him eating breakfast or dinner or whatever you were eating, and the phone put you at a different location, so he wants to confirm. Are you clear that night you were with him or you were at home asleep? I think you were probably at home, but I just want to make sure that you had the correct night in your mind.
I'm done.
Okay, fair enough.
No disrespect.
No disrespect taken.
I'm done, Mr. Boyle. I apologize.
Don't worry about it, man.
Really did. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because I know what type of person I am. I do. And I know what's important for me. How things working, I have no idea how to tell you and how to explain. I don't.
That's fine. He'll go with what you told him to begin with, and we'll leave it at that. Give us a few minutes. You got to go to the restroom or anything?
No.
Okay. Why don't you tie you some tissue? We'll be right back in a little bit, okay?
What happened to that, the puppy that was out back? Too cold for it? Inside or?
No, he had, from what DL had told me when I had asked him last night when I came back from work, he said, cause I guess he said he had ran away, and we had went through the neighborhood and we was trying to find him, but he ran away.
When was that?
Last night.
Sit tight. We'll be out in a second.
All right, so.
In the end, Karl would come clean and testify against Charmaine. The story goes like this. Charmaine would complain to Karl several times about Lauren not going away. He wanted to move on and focus on his marriage, and Lauren wanted to continue their relationship. Charmaine would indeed pick up Lauren that day and take her to the mall, but he would never drop her off. He used the seatbelt and wrapped it around her neck. Then he attempted to burn her body in Deshaun Park. After committing the crime, he talked Karl into making up a story about the car not starting, attempting to give him an alibi. Now Karl, he hasn't committed any more crimes since his 17-year prison stint, and he is truly getting his life together. Good for him. Charmaine, he is right where he belongs, right where we want all cold-blooded murderers to end up. Thank you so much for watching. They Caught Me. Till next time.